How you doing, Meg?
I'm doing okay. Doing okay. Good.
That's
You,
good.
Nick?
Oh, I'm yet another exciting week of Sliced, you know?
Yeah, especially exciting. It's like the last episode of our first lap.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty excited about that.
Do you feel that like this week in particular was just like wildly hectic?
Yes, yeah, it wasn't helped by the last 30 minutes of getting prepping the contestants. Little hectic, kind of bringing things together. We'll be definitely doing it live, but
I
yeah.
feel I feel like one cool thing about the hectic nature of Sliced is that energy will just like permeate through the next handful of hours we have together, you
Yes.
know?
Yeah, exactly. And I think last week was pretty hectic as well. So this week being more hectic, I don't know. I want to believe that it bodes well for this episode
I believe
going
a
well.
good chaotic energy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. What are we? Are we chaotic evil, chaotic good? I forget.
Yeah, it's chaotic something. Chaotic something.
Chaotic aspiring evil.
That's right.
Hmm.
Chaos Stream. That's right. That's right, Emil. Wow. Did you ever think we'd make it to a week four? I mean, like end of
Yes.
lap one. Like all the things. No hang-ups. Nothing. You feel like
Yeah, honestly, no. I think we continue to get pretty lucky. And so yeah, it's a huge relief, but also yeah, really exciting to be reaching week 4 at this point.
I think I think one of the most exciting things for me about Sliced. It's week four of Sliced. It's the month of Slice so far, and we got
Hmm.
another 2/3 to go. But I think
Yeah.
the most cool thing is not just like seeing our favorite friends and and data science communicators kind of doing it live in front of us and in this different setting, but I love seeing the new people. I love seeing people who are getting exposure to the community and meeting other people through Slice, growing their networks, and getting introduced to the ever growing and the ever wonderful data science community we have through our different social media platforms.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I've been really excited about that as well. Like, it's exciting every week to check out the sliced hashtag on Twitter and see what people are saying about the show. So, yeah, huge thanks to everybody that's doing that. And please continue. Like, yeah, for me, it feels like sliced is not just a Tuesday thing, but it's really like constant at this point, living, breathing, sliced. And yeah, so happy that so many others are sharing in that with us.
I love people using the Slice hashtag, people reaching out about Slice, people not even using the Slice hashtag, talking about Slice on the internet just casually.
Great.
It's
Yeah.
been pretty amazing, and I love seeing the community respond this way. So I definitely thank everyone in chat and all the people watching the VOD. Thanks to you all too. Everything counts, everything matters, and we're just starting. That's the best part, right, Meg? We're just starting.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, how far we go with this, you know? People are already telling us get the Slice merch going, and I've
Yes.
heard
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot. Have you been hearing that too, Meg?
I have. Yeah. And well, as recently as today, have heard people wanting to get sliced tattoos, which, is their higher form of flattery. Uh,
Yeah,
so,
a sliced ducky keyboard collab would definitely be that would be at the top of my list.
that's right. So we've just got 5 minutes before we do the data drop next.
I know,
I wanted to do a time check. We're already flying, I think.
I know, and I believe it's time for the ever loved intro. So I'll see y'all in about 5 minutes, and enjoy, y'all.
This is how I feel on the inside. I miss when we were kids and we would ride our bikes. The future kinda sucks, I don't feel right. I just wanna kiss you in the moonlight. This is how I feel on the inside. I miss when we were kids and we would ride our bikes. The future kinda sucks, I don't feel right. I just wanna. This is how I feel on the inside. I miss when we were kids and we would ride our bikes. The future kinda sucks, I don't feel right. I just wanna kiss you in the moonlight. This is how I feel on the inside. I miss when we were kids and we would ride our bikes. The future kinda sucks, I don't feel right. I just wanna kiss you in the This is how I feel, this is how I feel. This is how I feel, this is how I feel. This is how I feel, this is how I feel. This is how I feel, this is how I feel. This is how I feel, this is how I feel. This is how I feel, this is how I feel. This is how I feel, this is how I feel. This is how I feel on the inside. I miss when we were kids and we would ride our bikes. The future kinda sucks, I don't feel right. I just wanna kiss you in the moonlight. This is how I feel on the inside. I miss when we were kids and we would ride our bikes. The future kinda sucks, I don't feel right. I just wanna kiss you in the moonlight. I miss when we were kids and we would ride our bikes. I just wanna kiss you in the moonlight. I miss when we were kids and we would ride our bikes. I just wanna kiss you in the moonlight.
Welcome back, Meg.
Thanks. I never get sick of that intro video.
It's always
I think we can get a lot of mileage out of that.
It's so good. Thanks to everyone coming in for another week of Sliced, y'all. Give it up for yourselves. Claps in chat, y'all. Claps in chat. If you're unfamiliar with Sliced, Sliced is a competitive data science game show for data scientists. Are going to compete tonight. They're going to be building models, predictive models. They're going to be building data visualization. They're going to be trying to earn what we call golden features. And along the way, this is all done with a data set no one has ever seen. None of the contestants are knowledgeable about what they're about to see in terms of data. And all of these different things get awarded points. And the person with the most points at the end is the person who wins Slice for the night. I'm Nick Wan. I'm a data science manager over at KFC, and with me is my co-host, Meg Risdall. Meg?
Hi, I'm Meg Risdall. I'm a game show host. I'm a content marketing intern for Kaggle, and I'm also head of product at Kaggle.
Is content marketing intern, is that like a new thing? Or...
Yeah, it is a new thing. Yeah, it's a new and old thing. I started at Kaggle as a content marketing intern, and they just recently re-granted me access to the Twitter account, like our marketing team did. So
I like how you're.
I thought
both...
it would be funny to kind of bring things full circle. I updated my LinkedIn. So.
I like how you're both the intern and also the head of product.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, Google has this concept of like 20% projects. You can spend 20% of your time kind of out of your core job function, and so yeah, we'll just say it's a 20% project or something.
That's right.
And then Sliced, of course.
And of course, Slice, which is its own thing.
That's right.
So with us tonight, we have 4 contestants, and let's meet those contestants right now. If I know how to do that, which apparently I don't. So this was okay, there we go. Let's meet those contestants.
My name is Jessie Mostapek, and I am a data science evangelist at our studio.
Craig Mann, T-Hoy Venture School, St. Paul's Academy, Hamilton, New Zealand.
My name is Dr. Gregory Matthews. I am the director of the data science program at Loyola University Chicago.
David Robinson, principal data scientist at Keaton.
All right. Stacked field tonight, Meg. What are you thinking about tonight's all-star cast?
Well, I can tell you that I'm already excited to see how the chat vote plays out, because I know a lot of people are having, a challenging time deciding ahead who they're going to vote for in the end, who gets those 20 chat points. So yeah, I think that's the thing that I'm most excited for is, we do have a stacked episode. You could vote for one of the kind of proclaimed underdogs. You could vote for, somebody whose stream you already love, whether that's Jessie or David. I think it's going to be interesting, to see how that plays out.
Oh my god, a hype train has started. This is incredible. Let's keep
You have to remind me what a hype train is.
When things like subscriptions or bits come through, if enough of them comes through in a small amount of time, a hype train emerges, which encourages others to join the hype train. So, anyway, let's walk through some of our contestants here, shall we?
Let's do it.
So here we are looking at Craig Mann's screen, and remember the data has dropped. That's 8:45. Everyone is looking over the data, and you can have access to that data too. Exclamation data. Craig Mann. What's a few things we know about Craig? Meg?
Yeah, let us check out Craig. So Craig tells us that he likes to play video games. If things go well, he says that we may see some of that. I think he's implying that he may finish ahead of the 2-hour live coding mark, so we'll see. Otherwise, he says that we can expect lots of doom scrolling. Let's see. So he also tells us that before he gained 50 pounds during COVID, I used to ride my bike to work every day. Hopefully he can get back to that soon. He's never owned any cryptocurrency. Same, I guess we have that in common. He once worked on a dairy farm in New Zealand, and he graduated with a master's with a 4.0 in May 2020, gave his capstone defense from the hospital on the day his youngest son was born.
Wow.
So that's just a little bit about Craig.
And remember, y'all, Craig might not be the most popular in terms of social media following and stuff, but we're looking to change. Yes, so we're looking to change that. Exclamation slice if you want to follow not just Craig, but also all of our contestants tonight. Let's go over to Jessie Mostapek. And what do we know about Jessie, Meg?
Yeah, let me tell you just a little bit about Jessie. So Jessie wants us to know that she does lots of digital art, and she absolutely loves working on motion design projects. Maybe we should have asked her to do some of our sliced design. I don't know. That would be a conflict of interest. She at the time that we asked, she said she low-key streams Final Fantasy on Twitch, and will never ever tell you about her username. Of course, she has since done that and has become a pretty incredible Twitch streamer. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what else. She reads a lot. She has, quote, opinions about various TV shows. She's been learning Brazilian Portuguese. She's eaten dinner with Oliver Sacks a couple of times, if you're lucky enough to know who that is. And they apparently also celebrated birthdays together. She was a high school science teacher in New York City, and Buffalo pizza is the best pizza.
All right. So Jessie Mostapek, and a lot of you know Jessie from before she was streaming on Twitch. Now that she's streaming on Twitch, I do think the future is very bright for her, and both her science technology streaming and also her MMO streaming. So we'll be checking in on Jessie's stream as the contest continues. So let's move on here to Greg Matthews. And what's the tale of the tape on Greg here, Meg?
Sure. Let me pull up Greg. So he was a little bit sparse in what he was willing to share with us ahead of the show, but he is super into making data art. He's part of an improv troupe, and he's into running. He has 3 kids, and he's won a Kaggle contest once. So maybe this will make, in a sense, the second time. We'll find out. He loves Nick Wan. So already, I don't know. He doesn't maybe realize that we don't get to vote in the chat vote. We do get to allocate points for data visualization, and that's not going to work on us. Not going to work on us. He would like to clarify with respect to his hair that it's a man bun, not a top knot. Oh, excuse me. Other way around. It's not a man bun. It's a top knot. Yes, I had it backward.
All right, and last but not least, here's David Robinson. We're looking at D-Rob's screen. He is going over each column right now, looking over that Kaggle competition we have set up. That's exclamation data. If you want access to this too and you want to play along, feel free. And let's hear from D-Rob himself a little about him.
I'm Dave Robinson. I'm Principal Data Scientist at HEAP. I've been working in data science for about 6 years, and before that I did my PhD at Princeton in computational biology. I've been using R for 10 years. I've been using the tidyverse since before it was called that. It's a set of tools that I really like and I really enjoy. I think a tool is really powerful in terms of how it shapes our thinking, in terms of how it shapes the way we solve problems. Outside of data science, my favorite thing to do is spend time with my son, Ben. He's only 15 months old, but he's a real treat. And so he's not quite old enough yet to be rooting for me, but he's almost old enough, I think, to be learning ggplot2, so I'm planning to start him on that sometime really soon. I hope that people root for me because I'm not here to win, I'm here to learn, and I'm here to share. I've run a couple marathons, and there's a saying in racing where you say, don't try anything new on race day. So my hope is that I'm trying lots of new things while I'm practicing and drilling myself for SLICED so that on race day I'm just ready to execute.
And what else do we know about D-Rob?
Sure. So to tell you a little bit more, or to reiterate a little bit more about David Robinson, D-Rob, he'd like us to know that he's got a 1-year-old son, which he dubs a, quote, pandemic baby, Ben, who takes up a lot of his time outside of data science. He's lived in Manhattan for 11 years, and his guilty pleasures include Taylor Swift and Marvel movies, although I don't think either of those things need to be characterized as guilty pleasures, but you know, just enjoy those things. He uses R in R Studio, of course, and he's a huge fan of the tidyverse, especially dplyr and ggplot2. He likes how intuitive dbplyr is for working with SQL databases. These days he uses Snowflake. And his favorite ML methods, which we can, keep an eye out for in the next 2 hours, are lasso regression and PCA.
All right, and we are on D-Rob's screen here. They are just about to get going. We got 5 minutes before it's hands on keyboard. The first 15 minutes from 8:45 to 9 p.m. Contestants are just looking at the data, reading over data documentation, and getting familiarized with the data as much as they can in 15 minutes. From 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., they will be hands-on keyboard modeling, data visualization, feature engineering, all sorts of things, and we'll try to catch as much of that as possible on everyone's screen here. So we're looking at D-Rob right now. Over here is Jesse Mostapak's screen. We also have Craig Mann, who will be in VS Code, it looks like, tonight, and he is the only person coding in Python tonight, so 3 R users, 1 Python user in Craig Mann. And we also have Greg Matthews, Dr. Gregory Matthews, as it were, who will also be in R. And also, looking over this, if you are someone who gets triggered by someone who hoards tabs in their browser windows, perhaps take count of the amount of tabs that are up here and watch them grow over the course of tonight. Before we get going, I'd like to just give a shout out to some of the people who are supporting the stream tonight. Big shout outs to RStudio, whose sponsorship is keeping us going and letting us do a lot of cool things this season on Sliced. Thank you, our studio. Also, Streamlit. Thank you for the support from Streamlit. Streamlit also helping us make the show bigger and better. Thank you, Streamlit. And last but not least, we have support from NVIDIA. NVIDIA, our newest supporter here for the entire season. And we'll talk a little tonight about some giveaways we'll be doing for NVIDIA's Deep Learning Institute. So we'll be giving away some redeemable tokens, redeemable codes, so you can have access to some NVIDIA Deep Learning Institute courses. We'll talk about that a little later. And also for this week, we have a sponsor in GGIRL. So we'll give a little shout out and talk about what GGIRL is a little later in the stream. Let's go over to Jesse's screen. Remember, no one's coding quite yet. I just really wanted to move off of Greg's screen because Greg quite literally is like leaking DMs. So
Good call. Good call.
Probably wise of us to not look at his screen right now.
I do see Craig is doing a little bit of research on the dataset, so they can use this 15 minutes before live coding starts to, check out the data, read documentation. So we definitely see Craig doing a little bit of that. And he, let us know ahead of this stream, this episode tonight, that he did not practice. So I guess he's just squeezing in maybe a little bit of what he might consider practice in the literal moments before he's about to begin live coding.
Yes, very exciting. And I'm very excited for y'all, chat. For everyone who is tuning in for the first time tonight, welcome. And I hope you were excited to check out what it's all about, what everyone's been talking about the last handful of weeks. Our cool little competitive data science game show, Sliced. And for those who have been coming multiple times, for those who have been supporting us since the pilot season, welcome back. And we're looking forward to a really, really good one. End of lap 1 tonight. And lots of different things me and Meg want to talk about. But before we get into all the craziness, I'm excited to see hands on keyboard in a few seconds.
Yes. Are we looking at Jesse's screen right now? Because I see she's named her file here, True Chaos.
Yeah. We are looking at Jesse's screen. And it looks like she is writing some doc right now. Let's go over to D-Rob. D-Rob is still going over the columns. And that is also being casted to his YouTube, which we'll also check in on as the contest goes on. Let's go over to Craig Mann. And Craig right now is looking over some geolocation information. It looks like he's opened a very large JSON file. Unsure what he'll be about to do, what he'll be doing with that, but it looks like he's getting ready to get going. It is 9 o'clock. Let's go over to Greg Matthews. And Greg Matthews, it is time. And
Right.
he is yet again leaking the DMs. So let's go back over to D-Rob. D-Rob is...
You can see that I have let the contestants know that they can begin live coding. Or panicking, whatever. Whatever it may be.
Here's D-Rob. He is going... one thing that we did catch D-Rob doing that he did gracefully and thankfully asked was he typically starts his code off with some boilerplate copy paste from his other notebooks. Tonight he's going to have to write all of that from scratch, right, Meg?
Yeah, that's right. So we try to keep things as kind of like even playing field as possible. So before the show, we do sort of like a walkthrough of the show and kind of the expectations. And so, yeah, we caught that ahead of time. And so we do ask that all of our contestants, in the spirit of this being a live coding competition, live code. And no, this isn't 2x, it's not 3x speed. I think it's just sort of like all muscle memory. You just kind of like, there's one kind of like executive like function that I think just like spits all of this out. So
Yeah.
maybe in effect, there's not a huge consequence to asking him not to use boilerplate, but here it is.
The read CSV neurons, they just execute.
Exactly.
So let's go over to Jesse, and Jesse Mostapak also starting off, and it looks like she's already trying to make things a little more vibrant in her ggplot as she's loading in some ggplot themes. Scale fill and scale color SpongeBob.
I am intrigued. I have never heard of this, which does remind me we should let the chat know about what our golden features are tonight.
Yeah, let's hear them.
Reminds me of one of our golden features. So, as you know, if you've been watching Sliced, one component to the contestants' final scores today are our golden features. So there's 2 golden features that are worth 5 points and 10 points respectively for a total possible 15 points. And any contestant can find these golden features tonight. I see some ASCII art that's catching my attention right now.
Yeah, it is very distracting.
It's quite. That is a campfire, right?
It looks like a log that is on fire.
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll say that it's a campfire, something like that. Anyway, so we have 2 golden features. Our first golden feature with 5 points is to use some kind of custom palette. So a lot of our contestants, in kind of the goal of just being able to do as much as possible with the 2 hours that they have, probably just go with default palette colors, especially our ggplot friends. But this golden feature will earn them 5 points if they use a custom color palette for any of their plots. The second golden feature is to calculate air density. So as you may have noticed from our contestant screens here, they are working with meteorological data to predict whether it will rain tomorrow in Australia. And so we want to see them calculate air density. And this is kind of like a little bit of a nerd golden feature from Nick. So I want you to explain, Nick, why you picked this golden feature.
Yeah. So when you have humidity and pressure, temperature, altitude, wind, you typically have all the features to calculate things like vapor pressure or air density, but vapor pressure and air density require a gas constant to calculate, and that's not something readily available in the data. So if you want to kind of feature engineer your way into one feature that relates all these things together, you could use something like air density, and that is a really nifty feature engineering tactic to use in this contest. Does it improve the model? I don't know. I literally didn't even calculate it myself, but I do know that all the factors are there if you want to calculate air density. So we will see if air density comes into play here, or if anyone really dives into some of the more physics-based or meteorological-based feature engineering components here. Let's go over to Stats in the Wild. Greg Matthews, and Greg is also loaded in all sorts of data now, and he is actually going straight into Cat Boost, which I believe is a interesting meta that we've discovered early in our Slice season here, right, Meg?
Yeah, that's right. And it's interesting because, we just heard from David Robinson saying, on the day of a marathon, you don't try any kind of like new techniques or whatever. And he's going to apply that kind of philosophy to his approach to Sliced. I think Greg, when I spoke to him earlier, he said he's never used Cat Boost and he's going to bust it out for us today. So totally opposite strategies, and we'll definitely see how they compare in the end.
The funny thing about Cat Boost, and I don't know if the contestants really know this, but episode 1, when Kanzi Yi won, even though he is known as a Cat Boost aficionado, he didn't actually use his Cat Boost predictions to win in the end. So although Cat Boost seems fancy, it wasn't necessarily used in the winning condition by Kanzi. So it's interesting to see all these contestants kind of diving into Cat Boost right now.
Yeah, that's right. Before we get too far into the live coding, into the 2 hours, would like to remind chat that you can follow along on Kaggle. So you can live the lives that our contestants are experiencing right now. Try your hand at some machine learning on this data set to predict whether it will rain tomorrow in Australia. We'll be taking a peek at the leaderboard throughout the show. And the awesome thing is that our top audience participant at the end of the show will get a free Kaggle swag, as well as a code to redeem a free NVIDIA Deep Learning Institute training course that Nick mentioned earlier. So wanted to make sure I got that out so that you have, the fullness of the 2 hours to compete alongside the rest of chat and our contestants.
That's right. So chat, there is something to earn at the end of the night. We do have some giveaway stuff. And for those not competing, it's all right. We also have giveaway stuff just for being in chat tonight, so don't feel left out. As I see over on D-Rob's screen here, some of the first data viz of the night. Looks like some box plot looking stuff here. Speaking of which, we also see Jesse with also some faceted plots, looking at some frequency of values happening in some of the categorical values. We do have Craig Mann. Craig Mann, remember, Craig is going to be doing things in Python tonight, and it looks like he is sticking with... it looks like this is Plotly, and seeing him looking at the docs for a box plot doesn't give me the fullest confidence he knows much about the Plotly library, right, Meg?
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
Back to Jesse.
Oh, there we go. He's got a plot.
Okay, oh, he did?
Oh, just missed a gift.
We just did, and I saw it. I was not quick enough, but yes, Craig does have a plot going over here. So a few things to note, especially for those who have been coming into Sliced over the last 4 weeks. This is what we call the end of lap 1. So all 16 participants, all 16 contestants will have been through their first match. The next 4 weeks after this one, we will mix up the groups, and there'll be the same contestants you've seen over the last 4 weeks, just in different groups, balanced based off the scores that they've had in the first lap here. And we are also going to be changing up the scoring just a little, just to emphasize some more data visualization and other things that contestants could be getting points for. And remember, data science isn't all about doing modeling and predictions. It isn't all about it's not all a popularity contest. So we're trying to give a little more points over to the folks who are doing really well in data viz and doing well looking for golden features. So we'll talk a little more about that later on in the show. 155 people tonight, Meg. Right now. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, that seems great. I want to, let's see, I'm trying to remember. I think last week we saw a submission from one of our contestants to the leaderboard, like really, really quickly. So I kind of want to get ahead of that and kick off a prediction. What do you think, Nick?
Let's go for it.
Yeah. What do we think is a good time box for this prediction? And this will be for whether we believe one of our contestants will make a submission to the leaderboard before time.
Yeah, I don't know. Would you say by 9:30, or do you want
9:30? I think is good. Yeah, and in fact, I can reuse the prediction apparently from last week.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to kick off a prediction in chat. So vote whether you believe one of our contestants will make a submission that is not the sample submission to the Kaggle leaderboard before 9:30 p.m. Eastern.
Right now we're over on D-Rob's screen, and it looks like he's playing a time series over year and percent days that there were rain tomorrow. So the amount of times that, even though it rained today, would there be rain tomorrow? He looks like he's plotting some sort of time series here. Very interesting and cool. Let's go over to Craig Mann. It looks like he's also doing some histogram-looking stuff. Plotting. Everyone's doing this, like, horizontal histograms tonight right now, Meg. Did you do those?
That is interesting. Like, I don't know if this is a fishing for golden features thing. We're kind of like, yeah, I think the golden feature thing does add a little bit of like, people kind of reach for stuff that might not be typical of how you'd normally do EDA. But I don't know if I could have come up with that.
Craig's doing something that's very important, and that is trying to make sure he's not going to crash his computer. So he's brought up his task manager, and he's docking that somewhere else. Here's Jesse's screen. Jesse has plotted what looks to be some sort of correlation plot, but because she's using a fairly small window, and this is because she's trying to make it pretty for us, the viewers, big text. You make some sacrifices in terms of your space, and it looks like the real estate over in her plotting window here is a little crushed, but I'm sure that will clean up in a few seconds from now. Let's go back over to D-Rob, and D-Rob looks like he is still plotting some time series stuff. D-Rob said to me not long ago that something that might be in his back pocket tonight is GG Animate. What do you think about that, Meg?
I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, GIFs, whether they're memes or whether they're real plots, I'm happy. So
yeah. Let's go over to Greg Matthews. And Greg, if you have tuned into some of Greg's sliced training streams, he is very methodical when it comes down to not just the documentation, but the data description. So his summary statistics, his empirical evidence of what has already happened, it really will drive his academic research or his statistician workflow. So you won't see him diving in willy-nilly into the features and creating all sorts of different models without understanding the basis of the data, the ranges of the data, the variability, the central tendencies. These are the things that truly speak to him, and that's what makes him comfortable plotting and predicting values. So we will see maybe a little slower pace to start, but expect Greg to really ramp things up once he sponges all of that information.
See if he adds a SpongeBob theme too. Nice ribbon plot from D-Rob asking rain, or noting that rain really is more common in the summer. And let's see, so this is actually the winter. This would be Australia, which is in the southern hemisphere. So I believe he means winter, but that's okay.
When you live in Manhattan for 11 years, sometimes, there's just a point of view, the New York City point of view. There's the world, the world's capital. So before we dive in too far, yes, Meg?
An interesting ASCII art from Jesse that I think is kind of fun to take a look at.
Looks like Hypnotoad.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so a little Hypnotoad here. What is this like because she's doing this in console?
Yeah. I don't know if this is like a library or something, but
just pulling in random ASCII art.
I love that we see like new ways to kind of impress chat each week. Very creative, very creative.
Oh, I see. Someone in chat says these are quotes from The Good Place.
Oh, okay. All right. Mashed up with Hypnotoad from Futurama, I believe. I'll allow it.
We're over here on Craig Mann's screen, and remember something about Craig, not just perhaps a social media underdog in this, but in terms of qualifications and time as a data scientist or a data scientist type, I believe he is has the least amount of experience compared to all of our other contestants. Is that true, Meg?
I believe it is.
He graduated
last year. Yep, 2020. That's right.
Yeah, so I believe he has worked in terms of databasing and web development and backend development for a while, so it's not that he's completely unfamiliar with the data world, but in terms of predictive modeling and producing data science projects, I think he is a little more new to this world.
That's right. And then Jessie also wants us to know that she considers herself an underdog in this contest as well. So she does a lot of like content creation and less, I guess, production, data science, and doesn't do a ton of predictive, machine learning modeling. While she was at Kaggle, she did, interestingly, has some experience with deep learning, but of course, we don't do deep learning on SLICED, so...
Not that we can't, it's just, I feel it would take a lot of...
It would take a little longer, yeah.
Take a lot of effort. Also, I don't think the data sets are really, like, too deep learning friendly,
Oh, these data sets are not, but we could make them.
We could
make data sets, yeah, that do.
I see contestant Pixel, who won last week, says we don't yet. That's true. Welcome back, Pixel. Speaking of our contestants, why not let's just go in and take a look at another contestant, if you don't mind, Meg.
Sure.
Let's take a look at Greg Matthews and what he thinks about things and his bio. So let's take a look.
My name is Gregory Matthews, but you can call me Dr. Gregory Matthews because I have a PhD in statistics. I did a PhD at the University of Connecticut, where they won a national championship while I was there, which I don't want to take credit for, but it was me. I'm currently an associate professor of statistics at Loyola University Chicago, and I'm also the director of the data science program. I think the only people who could really challenge me would be like Hadley Wickham, maybe like Brad Efron, or the ghost of Frederick Gauss. If I'm being completely honest with myself, I don't see myself as the underdog here. I'm clearly the favorite to win, and I don't think anyone can even come close to my abilities.
And what else do we have on the villain himself, Greg Matthews?
Well, I mean, first I want to know, do you think we could get the Ghost of Gauss to compete on season 2 of SLICED? Now I want to know.
We'll reach out to Gauss's agent. We'll see what's
cool. All right. I'll follow up with you on that afterwards. So to tell you a little bit more about Greg, or Gregory Matthews, or Dr. Gregory Matthews, or however he wants to be referred. Otherwise, outside of data science, his hobbies are making data art, improv, running. He's got 3 kids, and he's won a Kaggle contest once. Keep trying. Win some more contests. He loves Nick Wan, and it's not a man bun, it's a top knot. I got it right this time. Thank you. Today we see that he's using a MacBook Pro, Retina 13-inch early 2015, which incidentally I also believe is David Robinson's preferred model. Data art, he would also like to tell us that he's sold 3 NFTs. So you can buy NFT art from Greg.
We were looking at that last night, and I believe one of his pieces sold for 0.09 Ethereum.
I have no idea what that might mean.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of folks in chat do. I also don't know what that means, but that's Greg Matthews. So if you are interested in Greg and his heel lifestyle, his heel presentation here on Sliced, we'll be following his screen here. Speaking of things to highlight, I'd like to just cut to GGIRL right now.
Let's do it.
So, a sponsor this week is GGIRL, and GGIRL is it's an R package that lets you take your ggplot objects, take your ggplots, and you can actually turn them into real creations like postcards or art posters. And this is all done by Jacqueline. How do you pronounce her last name? Nolis is what I would guess. Nolis?
Yeah.
So this is all done by the fantastic Jacqueline Nolis. I've always seen it on the internet. I've never had to say it out loud, you know?
I know, yeah.
So
it's funny because I kept reading it as G Girl. So I also didn't know how to pronounce the GGIR. So much more sense.
Yeah. So
part of me just wanted it to be G Girl, I think.
GGIRL does turn your GG plots into IRL things. The package lets you create postcards. It lets you create art prints. Some of the final products look like this. You could see, you could frame these things. They look all nice. It's printed on, nice stock. Sometimes you could even make these postcards. A postcard that looks kind of like this in the outgoing mail. So if you are interested in this, the entire package is made in R. It's made everything from the payment system all the way through to how you purchase things. All the contestants tonight and all the contestants on Sliced actually will receive 3 free postcards. And the winning contestant tonight, or the winning contestant of Sliced, will also get a
art print, right?
An art print, yes. So
yeah. Now I'm super curious. Now that we know that David Robinson plans to use GG Animate, do you think it could create like a flip book? Like print out multiple and then do like a GG Animate?
Oh,
GG IRL.
Like an animated GIF IRL, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll post the link here in chat for GG IRL. I do recommend everyone to take a look at it, play with it, download it, and if you are interested in doing things like data art, like Greg Matthews, who has sold 3 NFT, and he does all of his data art in our studio. Perhaps you out there who are interested in printing out some of your cooler plots, displaying it to friends, sending graphs from your thesis or your dissertation or a project to your mom or dad back home, whatever you want to do with your GG plots. Maybe print some out, send some postcards around. Let's go over to Craig Mann. Craig, loading in some scikit-learn packages right now. I like how one of his file paths is my name.
Yes.
I'm just a folder in this man's computer. Like
a root folder there. Yeah.
What else might be in this Nick Wan?
Yeah, what else is... Yeah, I mean, this is just the sliced folder within the Nick Wan folder. Yeah. Ooh, I see a call out from chat that we have one of our contestants on the leaderboard, Jesse. Jesse, just confirming. Yes, so Jesse Mostapak, one of our contestants today, has made it to the leaderboard. Congrats to Jesse. She can't hear us, but congrats anyway. So that means that our prediction outcome is yes, if you voted yes. So we do have a submission from one of our contestants before the half-hour mark of Sliced. So,
all right.
Yeah, we could also welcome several other people from chat who've been participating along. Thank you. Reminder that if you are the top chat participant on the leaderboard at the end, you will win a free Kaggle swag and a code to redeem a free NVIDIA Deep Learning Institute training course.
Yes, and that's huge. That those Deep Learning Institute courses, they can run pretty pricey. So being able to earn one of those would be pretty cool. Allows you to learn all sorts of different things in the Deep Learning Institute. Flex your NVIDIA and your GPU accelerated training muscles. And it's not just for the person who is the public leaderboard top score tonight, but we'll also do a giveaway later on the stream just for a random person in chat. So if you want to stick around for that, then great. You just being here, hanging out, watching Sliced, you have the opportunity to also win a redeemable code.
Maybe you'll be able to take that course, that training course, and be able to compete on some future edition of Sliced that's like deep learning Sliced edition.
That's right.
Ever do, yeah.
I'm really excited about not just the current contestants of Slice, and obviously the new faces of data science communication here that we've been highlighting on Slice. But I'm really excited to see every week 20 plus people competing on the Kaggle leaderboard, the public leaderboard, and all of those participants. If you are feeling like you've been doing well and you're beating the sample submission and you're even beating some of the contestants on Slice, maybe you might be interested in being a contestant next season. So
yeah, that's right.
So be on the lookout for when we make calls for Sliced and in the off season. And I would love to see all sorts of new faces the next time we do Sliced, y'all.
That's right.
But we do have 8 weeks of Sliced left, so.
Yes, we do, which I was extremely reminded of as I set up the Kaggle competitions for the remaining 8 episodes of Sliced. I was like, wow, this really is my summer, isn't it? Yeah. Summer, because I live in the northern hemisphere.
That's right, not winter, which is where it rains the most in Australia.
Right. In Australia.
Right now we're looking at Jessie's screen. It looks like she's running a random forest model, and that model is training currently. You can tell by the little stop sign in the console there. So for those who are unfamiliar with the RStudio environment, a process is running, and that is why we are seeing a relatively calm looking screen right here. Let's go over to D-Rob, and D-Rob's screen is a little more active, plotting some data visualization and really digging into his EDA tonight, so his exploratory data analysis. We've seen D-Rob on the public leaderboards a couple weeks in a row now. He's done a practice slice contest a couple weeks ago on his live cast on YouTube. So I feel like D-Rob on his, not just here to do what he usually does on his YouTube streams, but really here to compete. So he might have said in his intro video that he's here to learn, but let's not be yeah. Don't let his words lead you astray. The man is definitely here to compete, and he's very interested in the world of competitive data science. And seeing D-Rob do it live, he definitely has that sort of skill set that lends itself to speed run coding and competitive data science.
Right. I do see some plots on Greg's screen, finally. I think we saw some data visualizations EDA from our other contestants earlier. Here's a base R box plot, it looks like.
I was going to say it's a little squeezed, but now it's
yeah, there we go. Plot zoom. Yeah, I'm kind of fond of base R.
Do you feel that there's moments where, like, base R and its simplicity maybe is better than ggplot 2 at times?
I don't know. I mean, I think both will get the job done, but I think, like, if you're just doing EDA, and especially when you're on a time crunch and you know how to use base R plots, like, it can be faster, I think. It can be simpler.
Let's go back over to D-Rob, who is plotting something similar to what we saw on Jesse's screen, so a lot of different faceted plots, and in this case it's all histograms. Whereas when we saw on Jesse's screen, it was also histograms, but in the case of her plots, they were more categorical variables. In this case, we have a mix of both continuous and categorical variables. Let's go. Who haven't we seen in a bit here? Maybe Craig. Should we take a look?
I would say. Yeah, I will say, and we missed the moment, but I did just see that he was looking up some cat boost documentation. Oh yes, and I see that. I think he's another one who's going to make a stab at using some cat boost today.
I see in his code comments, let's just take a stab at cat boost model. Why not just dive in?
Literally, I did not read that, but we even used the same way of describing it. He's taking a stab.
And what do we know about? We've seen a lot of different environments. We saw Jupyter Lab, we saw Jupyter Lab. We've seen Jupyter Notebooks. We've seen RStudio. I think we saw VS Code from Kanzi, but I actually no, he was in Colab.
He was in Colab. This may be the first time we're seeing VS Code.
Yeah. So I think you may have had some experience with VS Code before, Meg, right?
I have played around with VS Code a little bit. Yeah, not a ton. I kind of use it as like just my like basic notes app. Not even to code stuff. It's just where I copy paste things to remove formatting when I want to put something in a Google Doc or an email.
I feel like VS Code is a place where a lot of people coding professionally with Python, they end up migrating over to something like VS Code. And especially if you're working with like that Microsoft Azure DevOps backend, VS Code definitely has a lot of links in to that enterprise network. So
it's super nice, and I know like their support for notebooks is improving, which is really cool to see. And VS Code as part of like GitHub code space is also pretty exciting. So yeah, I expect we'll see more use of VS Code in the data science kind of tool chain. He a little bit just, as long as, we have this information, Craig has told us a little bit about what his workstation is. He's got 4 cores, 32 gigs of memory, and he generally uses VS Code, he says. So he's not on a supercomputer by any means, but he says that it works for what he needs it for. He also said that he may try to do some coding in Keras if the opportunity arises. I doubt that we'll see any Keras today, but we'll see how long. Yeah, I also doubt that. Yeah.
I see that he has a function here, and he's using Y as a column in Panda, or a column from Pandas. I don't think this takes, but maybe it does. Usually I'm more used to... oh, actually it will. Yes, this will take.
It'll take. Okay.
Yeah, so this will go through. Usually there's like a... sometimes you just define the data set and then you pick the columns within the function. He's just shoving all the values through the data set. So yeah, he is creating a predictive set here. He does have a split, so he does have a test. I think he's just going to use the holdout, and he might be pushing some info up to Kaggle at this point. So we'll see where he lands on the data, on the leaderboard. Remember, y'all, that public leaderboard is only 1% of the answers. So you don't want to read too far into your leaderboard score. We will reveal the full scores at the end of the night.
That's right. I do see David D. Rob. He's got. I think we're looking at like a feature importance plot. Yes, he's looking at the predictive value of his features. Should be loading here. Yep. And he's looking at now, I think, some density plots. So he's just trying to kind of understand his model. It looks like now.
Yeah, and for all the new folks in the stream, for all the people this is their first time hanging out here with us, welcome. I know there's a lot of folks, this is the first time you've seen Sliced. You're coming through many different means, and I hope you stick around. Another 8 weeks in front of us tonight with Jesse, Greg, Craig, and D-Rob. Do we dare take a look at D-Rob's stream right now?
Ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Let's see.
Will we hear what he's saying?
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's see if I can find it.
See, I almost wonder, because he does live stream, he does live stream his live coding, if it's almost like more natural for him to like narrate rapid fire as he's doing this, which I think, I would personally find doing both of those things even more challenging, but yeah.
Yeah, let's take a look. On D-Rob's side, let's listen in.
Abilities sample submission is helping out another competitor.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna only pick a subset of these.
So it sounds like he's talking through his process.
So yeah.
This is definitely, if you have been in D-Rob streams before, this is definitely a little more,
Mostly missing.
less enthusiastic and instructive, and that's definitely because he's on Slice tonight. So excited to see him competing. And if you're interested
These other ones, okay.
in D-Rob's point of view, I will post the link in chat. Feel free to take a look at D-Rob's point of view and all of our contestants' point of view as we run through them here tonight.
Looks like we've got a new chat entry at the top of the public leaderboard, just 1% of the test data. Welcome, Daniel Gamara. Gamara? I don't know how the stress should be, but there you go. Still just Jesse among our contestants on the leaderboard at this point.
That's right. And I do see a lot of folks who have participated before in previous season or previous week, so welcome back everyone who's
Welcome.
keeping on the tradition. Jesse's sitting here on her sample submission. This is her second submission, and I'm sure she is staring at her score and thinking, what? So
Man, it is worse. Yeah.
yes. Let's go over here to Greg Matthews' screen, and Greg is currently messing around with some cat boosts. You can see his process is running. He is training that model. Scrolling through just his code, and there's not much you do when the model's training, especially when you're working off one station and you're not splitting cores or you don't have another station to work off of. What's some sort of like time fillers you end up doing when you're trying to wait out a model train, Meg?
Me? I mean, go grab a coffee, right? I mean, I think they should be looking for golden features or kind of like planning, maybe what sort of like things they want to do in order to try to earn some of our data visualization points. So that's, Nick and I each have 15 points. So it ends up, that they could earn a, non-insignificant portion of points, not to mention the golden features, if they do, more than just beyond the modeling portion of Sliced. So here we are.
How do you feel about Craig using Bing as his search engine of choice?
I feel like I shouldn't speak to that. I mean, I work for Google.
Oh, that's right.
I think it's great. How do you feel about it, Nick?
Yeah,
what do you want to say about it?
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. He's invested in the Microsoft ecosystem, and I think that's fantastic. That's great.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Bing was not a golden feature tonight, though.
My mom's name is Bing.
Yeah, I do know that. I do know that from the times that you featured your mom's like funny tweets on your live stream.
Yeah.
I think I saw yesterday you're shouting her out for, I think, mentioning bot WAN on Twitter.
My neural net my neural net trained on my tweets. Yes. She definitely is a supporter of what she believes is her bot son.
That's very sweet.
Over here on D-Rob's screen, again looking at more regularization from what he believes is ultimately perhaps a linear model in the end. And do you think maybe a linear model is going to win out here, Meg?
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I mean, I think it's a tried and true part of a data scientist's, tool set. We at Kaggle, we do this annual data science survey each year, hence annual. And we ask what kind of tools do data scientists use? And number one is linear models, like kind of, what kind of frameworks, what kind of models, techniques, like et cetera, do people use? And by far, everyone's using linear models. So I wouldn't be shocked. It could happen. I mean, just that David is pursuing this is already, a pretty strong signal that it's, could be fruitful.
That's right. And I just saw something that I thought was both him typing something and scrolling, but that it wasn't that. It was just his find feature scrolling up for him. So I yet again was like, is he actually like just typing and scrolling? Independent of each other somehow? Has he unlocked some sort of mental capacity in which he is not just split his cores but split his mind into different aspects of data science?
I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked.
I would not be shocked either. Here's Jesse looking at it looks like some R graph gallery. It looks like she might be trying to plot perhaps rainfall given Australia and the places listed. So I did think about this as a feature in terms of plotting. You do have cities, and I believe they're cities, right, Meg?
Yes, yeah, they are. And it's funny, I thought about making that a golden feature as well, because we did make geographic plots maps a golden feature last week. So I thought it would be kind of funny to do that 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, so it looks like she might be plotting some geographical rain information. So that will be interesting to see. And
I hope she uses the SpongeBob theme. So one of our other golden feature is to use a custom palette, and she did load the SpongeBob theme. So if she uses it, that would be 5 points to Jesse.
Yeah, and when it comes, she might be winning golden features in a different way, but definitely plotting things that are not just your modeling type things is definitely a way to win me and Meg's points for DataViz. But
that's right.
Since we're on the topic of Jesse, maybe Jesse wants to introduce herself. What do you think?
Before you do that, I just want to flag that we just saw David Robinson make his first entry to the leaderboard. And it looks like Jesse has made a submission since. So we've got David and Jesse at positions 4 and 5 on the public leaderboard, right side by side. I think which is what we saw last week too at some point, if I remember correctly. So
yeah, here we go. And it was last week that both Jesse and David were side by side. Jesse has shrank her loss down from 5 point something to 0.35, and G-Rob literally less than what's that, 100th in front of her. So yeah, we might see another slobber knocker between D-Rob and Jesse Mostapak soon. Speaking of Jesse, let's check out her bio.
My name is Jessie Mostapak, and I am a data science evangelist at RStudio. I've been to a couple different schools. I graduated undergrad with a Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry. I am all but degree on my PhD, going on 12 years now at MSU Bozeman, Immunology and Infectious Diseases. And I do have a master's degree from CUNY Hunter in Secondary Science Education. Okay, let's talk about me as an underdog, because my day job is as a content creator, which means for the past several years, I make videos explaining how to do things with code, but I don't really spend a lot of time coding. So I'm really looking forward to the part of this contest where I spend time coding. I am a boxer, so I brought my boxing gloves. I love to fight. I love combat sports. I train jiu-jitsu, boxing, and Muay Thai. So I'm very excited to bring those skills to Sliced. I'm going to go all the way in Sliced because I'm going to win the hearts and minds of the people, and the people will not be denied.
And what else do we have on Jesse?
Yeah, I mean, Wow, I just love her intro video. Like, I love that she's the second boxer that we've had after Ethan. Pretty awesome. But yeah, to tell you a little bit more about Jessie, beyond what she shared in her intro video, she does a lot of digital art. She absolutely loves working on motion design projects. She streams Final Fantasy and, as we've seen over the last few weeks, data science on her Twitch stream that she's just spun up. Kiersey? We'll have to post that in chat. She reads a lot and has, quote, opinions about various TV shows, those of which I want to know which they are. She's been learning Brazilian Portuguese. She's eaten dinner with Oliver Sacks a couple times, and they even celebrated their birthdays together. So you may be able to look up Oliver Sacks's Wikipedia, see when his birthday is, and then you'll know when Jessie's birthday is, apparently.
Wow.
She was a high school science teacher in New York City, and Buffalo pizza is the best pizza. And I actually love Buffalo. So
Yeah. I feel like
I might agree with her.
I feel like Buffalo pizza is definitely an underrated type of pizza, you know?
Yeah. I kind of might be craving it after the show today now that I've mentioned it a few times.
Yeah. Let's speaking of which, we can actually go over to Jessie's stream right now, and let's take a look at Jessie and how she is doing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she dives right into the Twitch stuff. So
Is she wearing a frog outfit? Or what is that?
it
outfit
looks
she's
like
wearing?
some sort of frog.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys.
All right, so we were disappointed
people.
when we didn't get the
Can't
chicken
do
suit
some
from Kyle, I think it was, right? Live on stream.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Glad you're here. This is not a normal night,
Brilliant,
obviously.
brilliant.
Because we are. Oh, cheese combos. That sounds good. Normally, my chat is not in emote only, but today it is.
Yes, so Jessie mentioning that her chat is an emote only. All streamers who are streaming Sliced will also be an emote only. That's just so they can't grab hints or anything or hear from what other contestants are doing during Sliced. But if you're interested in checking out Jessie's stream, that is twitch.tv/Creasy, and I'll put that in chat for everyone.
MP. All right.
Very cool. I'm digging the memes that we're seeing.
Yeah. So let's go back over to D-Rob here. D-Rob looks like he is doing a little more linear. Actually, he is working with some. He's creating a recipe. Looks like he's munging some data, and he's getting ready to probably add or fix some more features into this model. So. So we'll see what he does. Perhaps he might be trying to normalize features right now, make it a little more breathe a little more life into his modeling here. Let's go over to Greg and Greg Matthews.
I was just gonna say, yeah, we see a little bit of like and there.
There it is.
It's back.
Looks like this looks like some sort of heat map.
Yep.
He does have 2 sessions of R up. I am unsure if this means he is doing what. You may have suggested, not that he can hear us, but he definitely is working on data viz while his modeling is going through. This definitely is a lot more interesting than a box plot. But I don't believe this is ggplot.
This is ggplot.
Is this still ggplot?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I see it down there. Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So, and I don't believe, this is going to be challenging, I think, for us to spot. But we do have the other golden feature that we're looking for related to feature engineering, calculating error density. I don't believe we've seen that yet, as far as I can tell.
I have not, and in my opinion, Meg, it shouldn't be too hard because people will be like, maybe Googling for it, because I don't think anyone has that equation in their back pocket. So
right, yep. I don't, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like he's going to make an attempt at just like a kind of like baseline random forest in case his cat boost doesn't work. He says he's panicking now. It's always interesting to see like these little like glimpses into what their psychological state is during this live coding. So yeah, he's just a little bit over an hour left is right.
That's correct. Meg, you may want to gently remind Jessie that her share screen is frozen right now.
Sure.
Thank you.
She also let us know that she has moments where her internet will cut out for 5 minutes. Apparently happens once per day. So she gave me the heads up that that may happen. So that could be the case.
We have Craig, whose screen we're on right now. He has opened Excel. And it looks like he's going to be dropping in his Excel. His predictions into Excel.
First attempt. LOL. Okay.
Oh, he was just inspecting through Excel.
Okay.
So we did see a few folks open Excel to inspect their results, and this is just a visual inspection to make sure everything is looking okay. And it looks like he is on the leaderboard now, 0.42. If we go back to the public leaderboard right now, what does 0.42 get us? If I can go to that screen. 0.42. Craig is now not just on the leaderboard, but right under Jessie. So we have D-Rob currently in first in the group, Jessie second, and Craig third. So remember, this is only 1% of the sampling. So don't put too much weight into this. We may see big movements by the end of the night.
Yeah, we've definitely seen shakeups every week so far, so don't expect anything different this time.
Correct. Let's go over to D-Rob again, who's still on this regularization plot. I'm sure he is discussing some really interesting stuff, but it does seem he's moving away from perhaps a linear model or even a random forest and diving right into a gradient boosted model using XGBoost in this case. So we'll see if his regularization and some perhaps some information about tuning, maybe this will lead him to a better score than we have already for him. Let's go over to Greg. Greg is also what looks to be potentially frozen, although it might just be him tuning through a model right now. Nothing on his... Oh, there it goes again. Okay, so it might have been just him tuning through a model. He does have a little lag here. He is... he was experiencing some technical difficulties, but for the most part, it looks like he's doing okay. So, doing fine on my screen now. And let's go over to Jessie again. And unsure what's going on here.
Kind of chilling. Do we think that she might still be frozen?
She might be, but she also might not be looking at Discord unless she responded back. So maybe we'll give her a few minutes. Speaking of a few minutes, since we did take a look at Jessie, it's probably time for us to take a look at Craig. We're on Craig Mann's screen right now. And let's just take a glimpse into his life as not just a competitor here, but also perhaps the underdog of tonight, Craig Mann.
My name is Craig Mann. I just recently graduated in 2020 from Texas A&M with a master's in analytics. People should root for me because I'm relatable. I'm not a rock star. I have a huge imposter syndrome type situation going on because I haven't technically been labeled a data scientist in my professional career. I've been an application backend developer for 10 years. Personal interests, this little guy, who's that? Spending a lot of time at home these days and moving into a 100% remote role. This is more common. And this is really the only thing that I get to do. Hi, chat. Vote for us. I'm trying to win wholesome points. Data science skills that I'm most confident in. Loading CSV files into pandas. I'm really good at Googling. I think that some of my competitors have blogs. Maybe I'll read a couple of theirs. It'll be painful rooting for me. I'm like a wannabe nerd. Like, I really want to be a nerd, but I'm not that good at it. You'll see that when we're live coding.
And what else do we have on Craig Mann?
Sure. Let me tell you just a little bit more about Craig. So Craig likes to play video games, and he would like to remind us that if things go well tonight for him, we may see some video games. So we'll see. He's already made a submission to the leaderboard, so he could call it quits if he wants, if he thinks it's, gonna really win him those model points and just, kick back and play some video games. We'll see. Otherwise, we can expect a lot of doom scrolling. He says that he competed in the CPL Pentium 4 Processing Summer 2004 event in Grapevine, Texas, and placed dead last. So that either makes him that definitely sounds super nerdy, but on the other hand, he placed last, so not super sure. But he aced the eventual 7th place team, quote, Mouse Sports in the opening pistol round as terrorists on DE train. I have absolutely no idea what that means. I don't know what that means.
No
Please,
clue.
Somebody in chat, help me out what that means.
No clue.
He said before COVID he gained 50 pounds, or during COVID he gained 50 pounds, and so before that he used to ride his bike to work every day. He's never owned any cryptocurrency. He once worked on a dairy farm in New Zealand, and as we heard, he graduated recently with a 4.0 from a master's program, and he gave his capstone defense from the hospital on the day his youngest son was born. I assume the very son that we just met. I think he's definitely going for the wholesome points there in his video.
Absolutely. And and just so chat knows, and I mentioned this earlier, he truly is one of y'all. Craig has been a regular in this stream, in this chat, not just for Sliced, far before Sliced, and he's been an active member in both the community here, the community that we have on Discord, !Discord, if you want to follow us offline and hang out with us, talk about data science and whatnot. But also heavily invested into the Twitter data science community as well. So, I took a peek at his Twitter earlier today, and the majority of the things that he tweets out are actually just replies to other people and other people in this data science communication community. So, excited to see Craig compete here, and it looks like he's perhaps reading some doc, but actually no, it looks like he's creating some features from the cloud, from the clouds.
At first I was like, cloud as in Azure, AWS, GCP. No, literally meteorological data. I have to remind myself that they're working with meteorological data. Yeah.
That's right. We're here on D-Rob's screen, and D-Rob has not just tuned through his model, but has printed out his loss in terms of his training and tuning. And so he is now in that model optimization stage. Let's go over to Jesse's screen.
Got a meme awaiting us.
A meme awaiting us. Chat calling the CEO of machine learning after watching my sliced attempts. So Jesse probably feeling a little under pressure right now. We'll see how Jesse's submissions turn out. And to be honest, right now, in terms of the 1% public leaderboard, she is in second place. So she should be giving herself a little more credit than what we know. We see Dr. Matthews putting up a score, and it is a 0.373. We can actually see live here where he's placed, and he is 7th. That is right under D-Rob and Jesse. So we actually have stacked 5, 6, 7, 8, all of our contestants on the board. So like I said, y'all, this isn't just about who's the coolest, who has the biggest following. When it comes down to Slice and the contest that we have here, the time is really the limiting factor. You might see these scores change around, but now all 4 of our contestants are on the board. We are heading into the next hour, the final hour, 10 p.m. now. How are we feeling about our contestants and what they're doing tonight right now, Meg?
I mean, so far I'm feeling, this has been a pretty solid showing. I think, the first hour, all of our contestants are on the leaderboard. We've seen, even, in the case of Jessie, she's made a lot of improvements already, at least, again, just 1%. But I think there's like that psychological kind of aspect that she's probably feeling good about. And we've seen data visualizations from all of our contestants as well. So, I mean, everything is there, but I think, the next hour is, really going to be about, improving what they, the kind of base that they've already established in their first hour.
That's right. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, my best personal score on this, on the public leaderboard was 0.31.
Where would that put you?
When I did this, but my private leaderboard score definitely changed for the worse, and so I'm excited to see how this all works out for contestants right now. But yeah, 0.311 actually would have put me at third. So NBD, just the host of Sliced, throwing it together in a few minutes last night,
We could do, yeah, I mean, there's, I think you've said that, some aspects of Sliced are inspired by data blitzes you do. Could you imagine a 30-minute Sliced? Could you imagine a 30-minute Sliced where we have to, ask our contestants to also put together presentations?
Oh my God. Can you, I can't imagine that.
I think I would be too stressed out. Yeah. It's stressful. We want our contestants to be able to compete in Sliced. So
yeah, I feel 2 hours is definitely
you're too powerful, Nick.
Yeah, I'm the Thanos of the competition, So, yeah, I do see Greg here. He is still trying to tune through his model. He is using something that's important when we're talking about modeling, and this is for the folks out there who perhaps are a little more unfamiliar with the machine learning and predictive modeling world. The way that we're judging how good a model is tonight is using a metric called log loss. And you'll see in a lot of these packages, a lot of these machine learning or predictive modeling packages, statistical modeling packages, that there's a parameter that says loss, or a parameter that says optimize, or a parameter that says fit of some sort, something that indicates how we're judging what is better than the previous iteration of a model when it's learning or when it's training on the data set. And tonight, all the modeling techniques you'll see are using what's called log loss as their optimization or as their loss function. We saw really briefly on Greg's screen that was filled in as log loss as the evaluation metric, and we'll be seeing that across all the screens. So here we are with D-Rob, and you can see D-Rob here. Somewhere up here in his code, I'm sure that there's something that says evaluation metric or loss function equals log loss. And so actually we see it right here on his graph. Yep. So he is also tuning or optimizing for log loss. And so when you do see that information, it is not, some of these modeling packages that might be the default, but for a lot of them that is not the default loss metric or optimization valuation metric. So they're all using log loss tonight to tune their models.
Yeah, that's right. And got an interesting question, actually, from one of our contestants, who I won't reveal who, but they did ask, are they predicting the class or are they predicting the probability of the class? And importantly, for log loss, you're predicting probability. So that's a good question to ask. Yeah, so if you're following along in chat, make sure that you're submitting probabilities, not classes.
That's right. Going over here to Craig's screen, it looks like not only is he on the board, but he did type some interesting comments not long ago. He mentioned here on line 134 and line 135 that location of where the rain might be happening is really important, but he just doesn't have enough time to figure that out. So the things that he would need beyond just the name of a city and is it states in Australia? This is me showing my hand here. I'm so Alyssa. Alyssa in chat. Is it states?
I should really know too. Provinces or states. Yeah.
States and
territories. Okay,
states
thank
and
you.
Okay, states and territories. So not just using the city, but you would most likely need to use latitude and longitude, and that's probably what he's referring to here. So in order to join latitude and longitude onto the string city, state, city, territory name, it might be too much digging into the internet for him to...
I do see that, speaking of digging into the internet, I see that Greg may be about to look up some... Well, he's Googled the word Australian. That's it.
Wow.
Never mind. I guess he discarded that idea.
Yeah, let's... maybe he'll Google, what else just random words do you think he might Google?
I am not sure. He could be Googling cat boost again. Yeah, not totally sure. I really should know more about Australia. Fun fact for folks who don't know, Kaggle is an Australian-founded company. Kaggle's CEO is Australian.
Is that why? I noticed that on Kaggle there's like a different animals as like part of the logo or part of the branding. Is that like...
Yes.
Are they Australian animals? Is that...
No, but there's definitely, although a little bit more tangential than that, there is a connection. So the Kaggle mascot, unofficial mascot, is a goose. And the explanation is that in Australian English, Kaggle is unambiguously pronounced Kaggle, apparently. However, when Anthony Goldblum moved to the United States, he found out that Americans will sometimes say Kegel or Kegel or something a little bit closer to something that sounds like pelvic floor exercises. So his idea was to clarify that by making the mascot a goose, because obviously you'll make the connection to gaggle of geese, Kaggle. Of course, everyone realizes that, right? I think approximately no one realizes that. But that's the story in any case, behind Kaggle's mascot.
Approximately 0%.
I have never encountered anybody who has realized why Kaggle's mascot is a goose and, how that's connected to its Australian origins. But there you go. That's the story. Exclusive sneak peek to behind the scenes, Kaggle origin stuff.
That is actually incredible.
I'll be kind of embarrassed if he's watching right now, or if anybody.
You know what? That's now the 153 people in chat, they know, and that is
yes, they do.
Now you got a little part, a short party story, a tale, you could say. Fun fact. Kaggle gaggle. Boom.
Yeah, there you go. Kaggle gaggle swaggle.
Yes, I saw some swaggle.
Ooh, look at this.
Yes. Jesse plotting.
Wait. She technically using a color palette here. She only has one color.
It is, right? Because it's the default would have been black, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, is it a palette of one? I guess so. Yeah.
Well, she imported her palette, her SpongeBob palette, so this is just taking from that, right?
No, she's just using a custom hex code right there.
You're right, she is.
But I think it's a custom palette, yeah.
Yeah, she definitely is not using whatever this would be default. So I think that is.
I would count that as a golden feature. There we go. I think that's actually our first golden feature.
That is 5 points to Jesse Mostapak.
Yeah, and nice to see. Yeah, she's. We'll see if she gets any data points on that plot or not. If you remember, last week we had this debate whether plotting, just the map, it's on its own would be sufficient to earn the geoplotting golden feature from last week, or if you needed data points, and Landon came through, plotted some data on a map.
Which was, which was pretty incredible.
Yes.
Oh, that reminds me, I just typed a bunch of things, numbers, and that is exactly why a bunch of stuff came up, because all my hotkeys are bound to my number pad.
I was gonna ask about that.
Yep, that is exactly what happened. I was putting in Jesse's scores. A bunch of stuff popped up, but that does remind me, why not just go to talking about our sponsors? Thank you, our studio, for the support this season. We do very much appreciate it. Thank you, our studio. Thank you to Streamlit. Appreciate Streamlit sponsoring our season of Sliced here. And support for Slice also comes from NVIDIA. And with that, let's go to our first giveaway. Our first ever giveaway.
Yeah, this is exciting. I love how there's like a first every episode of Sliced. It's great.
Yeah, this is actually crazy because I've never used this feature before, and so I am.
Is this the SpongeBob plot that I'm seeing from Jesse?
This might be. This might be.
Okay.
So, if you are in chat, all you have to do is be active. All you gotta do is be active. And you could do all sorts of different things to be an active user in chat. All you got to do is say something in chat. You could spam an emote if you want to feel like you don't want to say hi. You could just spam emotes if you want. Do whatever you want to do to be eligible. While that's happening, Meg, I'm going to take a really quick break.
Okay.
But what screen should we land on while I'm taking a break?
Yeah, let's watch, let's see what D-Rob's up to.
Okay, let's take a look at D-Rob while I take a break for a second.
D-Rob, person who's least likely to doom scroll, I think. We see a little bit of jitter scroll there. Yeah, keep up the activity. Apparently that's how we'll do the NVIDIA Deep Learning Institute course training giveaway. Plus, I want to see the custom sliced emotes from everybody. I was pretty excited about, got like the knife emoji, the rainbow computer emoji. Awesome. Ooh, we've got two R Studios from D-Rob. I hadn't realized that. Ooh, yeah, it looks like he's got a compass. Yeah, so reminding us of the directions. Although, do you flip that if you're in the southern hemisphere? Or how does that work? No, I think that's still right. Although it looks slightly misaligned, perhaps. But yeah, interesting to see a chord polar. I think we saw that, I want to say, in a previous episode. We'd seen some polar coordinates. You know, maybe that should make a future golden feature idea. Yes, every single custom emoji. Thank you, Span Data. While we wait for Nick, I can also maybe do shout outs for all of the chat participants that have been submitting to the Kaggle leaderboard. So, like Nick said, both of us are incredibly excited when we see people following along on Kaggle. Future sliced contestants in the making, perhaps. Ooh, now we've got some data on the chord polar. That looks great. So yeah, to take a look just at the people on the public leaderboard from chat. Reminder, the top audience participant at the end gets a free Kaggle swag and the code to redeem the other NVIDIA Deep Learning Institute training course. Nick, I was just going to give a shout out as we're watching D-Rob here to our chat contestants on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Daniel is still with his single entry at the top of the leaderboard. At least the public leaderboard, just 1%. We've got Slice Baby, Max Bolger, Jin, welcome back. Data Lab, welcome back. We've got our 4 sliced contestants from today's episode, stacking up positions 6 through 9. Adam Gilbert, Chelsea. Welcome, Chelsea. We've got Danny. Got Pixel, who's Melchior Magi. Pixel Landon, one of our other Slice contestants, Age of Neil, Subpar, and Catherine Taylor. Thank you, everybody. We're up to 16 people on the Kaggle leaderboard, including the 4 Sliced contestants.
Yeah.
So, yeah, while you're away, Nick, we were kind of watching D-Rob work on this polar coordinate map. So looking at, whether rain depends on compass direction.
Yeah, pretty interesting as I was coming back in and seeing this squiggly line plot. Very interesting. And we haven't seen a plot like that before. So, very cool.
Squiggly line plot, yeah.
Squiggly, is that not what it is? I feel like that's what it is.
I think all line plots are squiggly.
Yeah, true. They all have some tendency of squiggle. For folks in chat, feel free to keep spamming emotes if you want. If you are interested in being eligible for the giveaway. So right now we see 42 folks who are eligible to be in this contest, or to be in this.
How many people are eligible to be eligible? Because I see over 160 people that are.
All 160 people could do this. If all you need to do is say one thing in chat, spam an emote, say hi, exclamation data would get to you, all sorts of different things. So.
Oh man, I mean, I technically have the chat open, so all right, I guess I'm eligible. No, I'm kidding. I don't.
So, just really quick, a few things I want to show that we're giving away to our contestants. All contestants will receive from Kaggle this mug. There's a mug here, an NVIDIA.
Or from NVIDIA, rather.
Oh, sorry, not from Kaggle. Sorry, yes, from NVIDIA. From NVIDIA, we see this mug. We have a nice mug from NVIDIA here. I am AI. This is from NVIDIA's AI initiatives.
This is a nice mug. I used mine just 2 nights ago.
We have some NVIDIA socks. We have some NVIDIA socks we'll be giving away to all of our contestants. And we also have an NVIDIA beanie. So a little NVIDIA beanie here. Probably for all your for your head accessory needs.
Can't wear it while I have my headphones on, but I have my right here.
All right.
Whoa.
So we do have 54 eligible contestants. I'll wait until 10:20. So 2 more minutes, and then I will roll. And then
Exciting.
And then we will see. We will see. So exciting. So exciting.
It's exciting. I like this plot. I just like watching the cursor movements because I can just imagine that he's saying something. He's narrating. But all we get to see is his cursor movements. But if you want to watch David's stream, he's on YouTube.
That's right. Feel free, one of the mods, feel free, or a chat regular, to link D-Rob's YouTube if you would like. Let's go around the horn real quick before we do this. So here we are with Craig Mann, and let me make sure So here's Craig Mann. Craig Mann looks like he's running into an error here, and he is trying for the first time to use Cat Boost, so we will see if his usage of Cat Boost and some new features that he's trying to create will get him a score. Right now he's currently on the public leaderboard 4th place with all the other contestants. Let's go over to D-Rob. D-Rob is plotting wind direction and trying to use wind direction perhaps as a tell, or perhaps as something to train his model on, and to really increase the accuracy and decrease that log loss. So we'll see if D-Rob improves his modeling score, and also along the way get some data visualization points with these interesting directional plots. Let's go over to Jesse, and Jesse not only has been plotting and modeling, and also submitting up to Kaggle, and we see this really interesting blue sketchbook, notebook-looking plot, but she has also been involved with a lot of meme creation and throwbacks, not just ASCII art, but also the good place gifs. So we're seeing
Yeah.
Jesse playing for DataViz points here. We'll see how Jesse's modeling does at the end of this contest. Let's go over to Greg Matthews. And Greg, again, he's working with Cat Boost for the first time, just like Craig, his name rhyming counterpart. But looks like he's also trying to bring in latitude and longitude. And so he, unlike Craig, who wanted to join latitude and longitude, it looks like Greg Matthews will be joining latitude and longitude, given the strings of the city-state or city-territory, since this is all based in Australia.
He also doesn't know if it's straight state, province, or whatever. Yeah. But I remember we did see him Googling just the word Australia, but it looks like he was able to complete his Google/Bing/generic search engine search to find those lat longs. Literally from latlong.net.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know.
Who knew? Who knew? All right. Shall we roll, Meg?
Yeah.
I'm going to roll
Let's
it.
roll. Let's roll.
Roll it. And the winner is
Hope it's not me.
Is this it? Is this the winner? Have we done it? Yes. Chen Danley.
Congrats.
Congrats.
Congrats, Chen Daniel Y.
Yeah, Daniel Y. Chen Daniel Y. So congrats on your NVIDIA Deep Learning Institute redeemable course. So feel free to message me or Meg, and we'll make sure to you yes, you won. Yes, you did win.
You did it.
You did win. So you get a redeemable NVIDIA course from the Deep Learning Institute. Deep Learning Institute is their self-paced sort of lessons and lectures in learning how to use NVIDIA and GPU accelerated hardware. So for deep learning. So congrats to Daniel. Please reach out and we'll make sure we get you a redeemable code. And remember, that's not the only time you can win something. If you are participating along with our public leaderboard, if you are the top of the public leaderboard tonight, we will also be giving away another Deep Learning Institute redeemable code to the top contestant. And you know what, Meg? I was thinking about this before we started, and I forgot that we were going to do this. I forgot I was going to say this. But
say it.
Because this is new, and because the first 2 weeks we didn't have this, rather than just having one giveaway tonight, and for the rest of the shows we'll have one giveaway, but I was thinking about giving away another 2 codes. What do you think about that?
Oh my god, we should definitely do it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's give away another 2 codes, just to make up for the 2, or let's give away, 2, 3. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, we got to make up from the previous 3 episodes.
Let's make sure we give away. Let's give away another 3 codes. Okay, let's give away another 3 codes tonight. So here we go again. If you are still in chat, and feel free to just say something in chat, and you would be eligible. You would be eligible to participate tonight. So here we go. Ready, Meg?
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm so ready. Yes.
Let's do it again.
Roll it.
And the winner is Michael Zelenets. Michael Zelenets.
Congrats, Michael.
Congrats, Michael Zelenets. Congratulations. Feel free to reach out to me or Meg, and we'll make sure to get you that NVIDIA Deep Learning Institute redeemable code. Yes, so feel free to do that. Yeah.
Keep chatting, though. We've got two more to give away.
Yeah. As we're looking at Jesse's screen here, let's go over to Greg Matthews and take a look at what he's doing over here. And while that's happening, let's give away one more One more time here. One more roll for the night. Let's see. Give y'all a few more seconds. If you haven't been active, all you got to do is say something in chat. Spam an emote if you want. Whatever you want. All right, ready, Meg? Are we ready to go?
I think we have 2 more to give away. Is that right?
Oh yeah, 2 more. You're right.
Yeah.
Good to make up for the other weeks. That's right. 2
Give
more
the
codes.
3rd.
Third one. Rolling it now. Humble Ones. Humble Ones. Congratulations on NVIDIA Deep Learning Institute redeemable course code. So
Congrats, Humble Ones.
congrats, Humble Ones.
Aw, then thanks everybody for congratulating each other.
Yes.
Aw, I love the vibes. I love the vibes.
Yes, very cool, very cool. And so, Humble Ones, feel free to reach out to me and Meg, and we'll make sure to get you your redeemable code. Congratulations, Humble Ones. Congrats on winning that. I'm waiting for Humble Ones to be like, yeah, cool.
Confirm. Are you still here?
Yeah. Maybe Humble Ones is a is something else. Oh, we're looking at Little Miss Data's blog and doing some stuff on maps.
Nice.
Little Miss Data might literally be in chat right now watching Sliced. So
Awesome.
yeah. That's a nice look here from Greg. Let's go over to Craig Mann here. We haven't seen in a bit. So here's Craig Mann's screen, still working on not just imputation of missing values, but trying to shove this all through Cat Boost. All right. How many more rolls do we have?
1 more. This will be the final roll for tonight.
Okay, final roll for tonight, y'all. Here we go.
Jet it up.
Allison Coe. Is it Coe?
Congrats, Allison.
Congratulations, Allison Coe, for participating in our giveaway tonight. Yes, it is you. Congratulations. You get a redeemable Deep Learning Institute code. So hope you enjoy learning at your own pace over at NVIDIA's Deep Learning Institute. Once again, thank you for the support from our friends over at NVIDIA tonight, y'all.
That's right.
Thank you. And of course, thank you for the support this week from GGIRL, Jacqueline Nolis. I appreciate all the different giveaways she is helping out with. And yeah, please download GGIRL. Also, thanks for our sponsors, Streamlit. Thank you for our sponsorship this season. And also sponsorship from our studio. Also appreciate our studio sponsorship this season. All right. Back to it.
I see we're up to 20 people on the Kaggle leaderboard. So that's the way, if you want to win the 5th, I believe, NVIDIA Deep Learning Institute course code, you can make submissions to the Kaggle leaderboard following along. But you're going to have to beat Daniel.
That's right. Right now we do have 30 minutes left in the contest. Oh, crap, I just did something to my pen and I don't think I can undo it. That is fine. I'm grabbing a different pen because I need to start figuring out what I'm going to do for data viz. You know, Meg?
Yeah. You kind of try to take notes throughout here. So I was just kind of commenting on, yes, this is pretty beautiful.
Yes. So we have seen Jesse do a lot of not just different plots, but also different...
Cool flippin' plot, she says.
Cool flippin' plot 4. Cool flippin' plot 4. D-Rob himself has also been doing a lot in terms of data visualization. A lot of it has been based around modeling and tuning. That shouldn't take away from the various different plots he's shown throughout the contest.
Yep.
We have seen also plots from Greg Matthews here, and Greg has plotted mostly just descriptive plots since he has been using his machine for tuning for the most part. We haven't seen much other than that, but it looks like he might be putting a GG map plot together, so we might see some Australia data visualization here soon enough. And Craig Mann, we haven't really seen any data visualization from Craig, have we?
Super early on, we saw some Plotly graphs.
That's right.
It was really early and just sort of like the most basic kind of EDAs.
That's right. That's right. So the scoring tonight is the lap 1 scoring. There will be 35 points given to the person with the most with the best predictive model at the end of the night. The other contestants get 0 points for that. For data visualization, me and Meg have 30 points between each other to divvy out to who we think did well in data visualization. She assigns 15 of those points. I assign the other 15. For golden features, there's up to 15 points. There's a 5-point golden feature where you are to use a custom color palette of some sort for 5 points. And if you are able to calculate air density, then that would be another 10 points if you were able to do that. And lastly, there is a chat vote. So for everyone in chat tonight, please stick around to the very end because your vote dictates 20 points to our contestant at the end of the night. So 20 points from you, chat, who you believe is the sliced winner tonight. Now, I say all of this because I want to say, and me and Meg mentioned this earlier in the stream, that we do have some scoring adjustments headed into next week and the next lap. Right, Meg?
Yeah, that's right.
So I just want to show that off to everyone here in chat. Now, these aren't in effect tonight. These points are going to be different next week and the following weeks after that. So here's our point changes. Our point changes here, we see some nerfs. Some of the nerfs in this case, modeling is decreased from 35. Instead of assigning just 35 to the winner of modeling, we are now assigning 30 points. The second place, or the second best modeling, will get 10 points, and the third best modeling will get 5 points. So a little less points for modeling. We've also decreased the amount that chat will give points away, so now it's 15 instead of 20. We have increased the amount of points in data visualization, so we're going from 30 points, where Meg gets 15, I get 15, to 40 points. So me and Meg both get 20 points now. There is no changes to the golden features. This is for lap 2, yes. This is not for tonight. This is for lap 2. Meg, what are your thoughts on the adjusted scoring as we head into the next lap?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that it's the right way to go with the modeling portion. You know, today it's kind of like all or nothing, which, you know, can kind of, I don't know, makes you kind of like wrestle with some questions, I think, about how much time you spend on modeling. We've kind of talked about like, you know, what if none of the contestants submit model? Because, you know, maybe they figure they have no chance of, you know, earning the 35 points. So I really like that change. On the other hand, the buff, I'm very nervous about that. I'm always most nervous about, you know, the subjective portion of the points that we allocate. You know, Nick and I that we have to do live. I mean, we're thinking. I have like my brain is like my wheels are turning right now about how I'm going to divvy up those points and how I'm going to do basic arithmetic. You know, these people are live coding machine learning, and I'm stressing about doing basic arithmetic to add up to 15. It'll be a little easier to add up to 20 across 4 contestants. For most of our episodes. Definitely, you know, anxious about that. And yeah, so that's, you know, roughly how I feel. And then just the kind of way it shakes out is, sorry, chat, 15 points. But yeah, please still vote. Please still vote. It's still, you know, such a huge portion. And that is all or nothing. You really can sway who, you know, can come out at the top for the evening by selecting who's your favorite, who's won your heart and your mind.
Jesse with a plot right now called Something Good, which is
I love her plots. I can like, you know, you can picture, you can, you know, imagine it in her voice. Here's a plot.
We also have some OpenStreetMap plotting from Greg, and this is pretty interesting.
Are we in New Zealand though? Auckland?
I did see perhaps maybe his latitude longitudes are not exactly in Australia.
Not exactly in Australia. Yeah, I like that. So our contestants just have just under 30 minutes. I've given them the warning, and this is where I like to ask chat. On the topic of chat vote. I hope you are thinking. I hope you are calculating, adding up the points in favor and disfavor of the various contestants, like recalling their contestant videos, the memes that you've seen, who you're gonna vote for, because I want to see votes from everybody.
Yeah, same. I'm just trying to add my points up right now.
It's hard, adding arithmetic. It's hard.
It is hard. I saw someone in chat just say stream math is danger, so
Yeah,
true.
that's true. I think sort of like the more trivial the thing that you're doing live, the more humiliating it is to, fuck it up. So, yeah. Definitely know how you feel.
Okay. My first guess as to how I'm going to award the points is in. We'll see if that holds. I keep going to this plot, and I haven't mentioned about this, but there is some pretty strong overfit, perhaps, on humidity. So a lot of the XG boost prediction is coming from humidity at 3 p.m. Now, this does make some sense that there's more humid air at the end of the day or in the evening. That should maybe have a stronger prediction of if it's going to rain tomorrow. If you can imagine clouds rolling in the evening, midnight hits, starts raining, that's good enough to say that there's probably rain tomorrow. But it seems like there's a really strong emphasis on humidity, and we're kind of canceling out perhaps some of the weaker features here, maybe too much so. But again, what do I know? I'm just some host speculating on the importance of these features. This is truly the model importance from the feature importance from this XGBoost model. Perhaps this is real, but this does strike me as a little maybe too much weight on humidity. So is there a possible way to decrease that and get more out of the interaction between humidity and the other features? We will see soon enough. Let's go over to Jesse Mostapak, and Jesse has plotted what looks to be a correlation matrix.
Yeah, with just a few features here.
So it looks like she might be trying to also get to some feature importance. No one here has brought in any different meteorological. Why is that so hard to say, Meg?
There's a lot of syllables, and it's also like easy to be like meteorological. Yeah, like easy to kind of mumble.
So I haven't seen anyone bring in water vapor, and I definitely haven't seen anyone bring in air density, which is our golden feature tonight. So no one has done that. They are content with using whatever features we've given them in the data set so far. Here's D-Rob, who's again looking at his regularization rate. And we did see him just before with his XG boost weight on humidity. Let's go over to Greg Matthews, who is right now working on data visualization. I think he might be saying to himself he's fine with his predictions. Do you think that's...
I think that's probably right, especially if you're doing something, unless you've done a lot of like geographic plotting. I think it's maybe a stretch. So he's probably planning to spend his remaining time on data viz, looking for some golden features.
Yeah,
just the data viz points. Yeah.
Although,
have we seen anybody else do a custom palette apart from Jessie? So far, she's the only one that I have a record for doing custom colors.
That is the only one I have seen as well. I have not seen anyone do that any differently. And right now we are looking at Craig Mann's screen. He did Google something really interesting not long ago. He asked Google, do you do train test split with Cat Boost? And as a person who is familiar with machine learning and modeling, you would do that if you want to see the validity of your model in its current form in some sort of validity, efficacy, or high fidelity of your model to see if you're overfitting or see if you're missing anything due to how you're sampling your data. So you would really want to do that anytime you're trying to validate your model. But in the end, you'd really do want to train on all the data, and you're predicting on that holdout set that does not have any predictions on it. So we'll see if Craig is kind of spinning himself into oblivion here, which would be unfortunate if he's getting lost in the details. He does only have less than 20 minutes to go. Let's go back over to Jesse Mostapak. Jesse, still plotting all sorts of different things in all sorts of different ways and colors. Very pretty shades of blue we've seen so far from
These are pretty. I guess this must be the SpongeBob theme. I think she did like a set theme. I'm super curious. Like I think I said at the start of this episode that, this episode is super stacked. I know we've got a lot of, fans of some of these contestants already in chat. I'm curious to see kind of, a little bit of like debate from chat, like, and defending who you're planning to vote for in, just about 15 minutes when we kick off a poll.
Yeah. State your case, chat. Like, who do you think? Like, say team Craig because blah blah blah, D-Rob Hive because blah blah blah. Like, what do you think? What do you think we're about to see here? Let's go back over to Greg Matthews, the villain of tonight. Remember, his skills are unmatched and unquestionable, is what he said in his bio there.
I like how we go from who do you want to see win the chat vote, chat, and then we say Greg the villain.
Take a look at Craig Mann. He is still working through. You can see here we were mentioning log loss, and as the estimator, as the loss function, you can see that he has that in here. His learning rate is 0.69, which if he is not familiar with Cat Boost, this is a really, really high learning rate. You really want that learning rate really small, like 0.1 or less. This is exactly what you don't want. You don't want a learning rate. You don't want a high learning rate.
He doesn't have time to look these things up, though, so we'll see. I just noticed on the leaderboard, we've got a couple new people on the leaderboard, including 2 people, at least at the top of the public leaderboard, Tin Data, as well as Landon, in positions number 1 and number 2. Although we'll see how things really truly shake out in 17 minutes when we do, or actually a little bit, even longer than that when we do the model reveal at the end of the show.
That's right. And let's just take a really quick peek again. Just scroll through the names. If you see your name in chat, give me a little PogChamp.
Yeah, shout yourself out.
Yeah. PogChamp if you see your name, Currently our contestants right now, based off the leaderboard, the public leaderboard, we see D-Rob at the top, followed by Jesse Mostapak. Stats in the Wild, that is Greg Matthews and Craig Mann. They are all stacked together in that middle ground. Now, will that change in a few minutes? Almost 15 minutes from now, perhaps? I see D-Rob is trying to get some data viz points here. He is plotting all sorts of different things through ggplot. And then he's also flipping to his other screen, trying to train that model down. I believe he may be saying to himself he is done tuning, and this is one of his last model predicts. Now let's go over to Jesse Mostapak, and Jesse is also plotting some interesting things. This reminds me of that psychology optical illusion where you're supposed to see dots, where you see like the intersections of squares.
Wow. I feel like I'm about to get like my tarot done, Nick, or like my palm read, and I'm like walking through one of those like beaded doorways or something. That's what I see.
Yeah, this definitely is giving me I don't know, something. I gotta actually not look at that because for some reason my eyes really don't like it. So,
yeah, don't give yourself a migraine.
So here we are with more data visualization from D-Rob. D-Rob now going away from plotting the aesthetic hue of his 2 groups and now just plotting 2 lines of best fit. Let's go back over to Jesse, who's also still plotting, and now instead of beads, we are seeing what looks like quantity. So the amount of times it rained in these directions, or the amount of times there was wind in these particular directions.
Is that less upsetting to see?
Definitely less. I feel now this is more like a Rorschach looking graph. Let's go back over to Stats in the Wild. Greg Matthews, and looks like he's actually getting somewhere with his plot. So not only did he never have any experience with Cat Boost, he's never had any experience with this plotting package, and it's clear that he has put a lot of effort into this. I believe it's now running 30 minutes since he looked at this.
We're not in New Zealand anymore, importantly.
Wait, hold on, Meg. It's
Yes!
different. It's
Thank
different.
you. Oh my god. Actually, that looks really nice. I like that.
Wow. In the moment, we just saw a golden feature. That's 5 points.
All right. That's
for
5 points to Greg.
Matthews.
Yep. So we've got Jesse and Greg with golden feature each.
Wow. Let's go over to Craig Mann. Craig Mann just submitting his new prediction. It looks like he has a second prediction. It does not look like he moved up the leaderboard much. He said, "Yikes, what did I do here?" He also said, "Okay, that was really bad. Time to clean this up if I have any time at all. Over to training, it's possible. But remember, y'all, the thing that we know that he doesn't because he's new to Cat Boost and perhaps gradient boosted models, his learning rate is obscenely high. 0.69 is not something you want to start with your learning rate. Usually that default tends to be anywhere between 0.1 to as low as 0.001 for these gradient boosted
He
packages."
selected it, I see. Oh, he's lowered it very slightly.
Yeah, you really
Not
want
going to be enough.
It's not. You're going to want to... He needs to literally 20% of that value. So let's go back over to Jesse. Remember, we only have less than 15 minutes left. Jesse with a different color plot. Now green.
Wow.
Rain.
It looks like square turtles. This reminds me of.
Yeah, I do. It reminds me of like many different ping pong tables.
Yeah. Many different ping pong tables.
So, let's go over to D-Rob now. D-Rob with a blank screen, but only momentarily. Here he is. His model run has finished, so he has switched his efforts away from data visualization and back towards his modeling. It looks like he's actually still trying to do a grid search and update his parameter set that he's going to tune by. And remember, they only have almost 11 minutes left here, so if he's going to try to go through one more train, he better be watching that clock, because whatever he's got submitted right now is what's going to count. He might not be able to get through this train, so we'll stay up to date with this screen as we go along here. Let's go to Greg Matthews, and Greg has a histogram going, but he did have some interesting visualization for where it was raining. He was able to join latitude and longitude onto those string variables, onto city name and state or territory. So definitely increasing his data visualization impact. We'll see what that looks like when we come out to scores, as he's actually, it looks like he's doing something with color again.
Yeah, it looks like he's doing, I guess, the RGB function. Oh, okay. All right. So he's got a little bit of a range. Yeah, he's definitely. I like that.
If we didn't catch it the first time, we definitely caught it the second time. That is 5 points for golden features. Let's go back over to Jesse Mostapak, and Jesse is again a little cut off, but you can see more the good place gifts going, and it looks like she is also trying to just focus on data visualization. So similar to other contestants, I think she's saying she's going to start just focusing on data viz. Modeling is done. She'll roll with the punches on whatever happens there. Let's go back over to D-Rob, and D-Rob has plotted more scatter plots and lines of best fit across many different features. Remember, D-Rob is always trying to dig into the feature engineering and the interactions, and he's been trying to not just tune down his model, but see if there's something to do with perhaps getting more information from some of the less utilized features, and I think he might have some moments of clarity here based off the fit here. So perhaps we're going to be seeing some very 11th hour features added to his model here. We'll keep up with that.
We never saw an animated a GG animate from
We didn't.
David. I think.
Yeah, he kind of teased us. So here we go. Now we're looking at. It looks like Craig is also okay. Let's see if this is a new prediction. This is his third prediction that he's going to submit here. He wants to double check it, so he's double checking his scores here. And remember, this is only one of, oh my goodness, when he exports in pandas, he doesn't know how to take out the index. That's actually just 2 CSV index equals false. He obviously does not know that, so he has to do it manually in Excel, and he doesn't have enough time. He can't be bothered to look it up because he's in SLICED, and it looks like this is a better, more improved score, but probably not as improved as he wants it to be. And yes, it is his best score, 0.85. But remember, this is just the public leaderboard. 99% of his predictions will be represented in under 10 minutes. Looking at what looks to be some sort of a distribution type plot from Jesse right now. Speaking of distributions, we also see a distribution from D-Rob, and D-Rob is still tuning through this model less than 10 minutes ago. Over to Stats in the Wild. Stats in the Wild is plotting more on this map.
Ooh, wow.
Who among us hasn't deleted a column manually? Literally 0 people in chat. If you
This is true.
if you are out there thinking you are above opening things in Excel and manually editing data, you are a liar. So everyone in chat has done some sort of manual manipulation to data, whether you liked it, whether you didn't, whether it was the only way, whether there were better ways. Does not matter, you've done it before.
Right, and I've just reminded our contestants to be sure that they select their favorite submission among those that they've been able to submit over the course of the last 2 hours, because that's what it will be evaluated on the private leaderboard. So that's the 99% of the remaining test data that our evaluation is based on. So we are not too far away from seeing how much of a shakeup there is on the leaderboard.
See,
The rest of the points.
D-Rob is writing up some conclusions in Markdown right now. If humidity increase, likely to rain. If pressure increase, slightly likely to rain. Temperature increases, less likely to rain. I didn't catch all of it, but I'm sure we'll get another glimpse of it momentarily. Let's go over to Jesse's screen, and Jesse has more plots coming along, and looks like a little more lime background tonight on this one. More distributions here. I think this is more of the quantity over quality of data visualization. What do you think, Meg?
Yeah, I think that's right. I think, she's either mining for golden features or just maybe these are like flexes for chat. Like, I mean, I think it's kind of cool and flashy. Maybe that's what she's going for. But at the end of the day, like I think you're right, Nick. Quality or quantity over quality.
Yes, I do think I'm going to switch up some points here.
Like, oh my gosh, should I be doing the same?
It is so close for points, though.
I mean, for quantity, I at least like that there's some diversity in the quantity that she is sharing, versus, I think just like what we saw from Craig at the start, just a volume of really, really basic kind of plotly graph. I shouldn't be giving too much away about my thought process, but
it is so close. It is so close on. It's just so much that we've seen so far. D-Rob, we see, is putting up another score, and it looks like, let's see what we get here from D-Rob. Less than 5 minutes to go, y'all. 5 minutes before the end of tonight's Sliced. and no time lost from D-Rob. When one thing's uploading, he's making sure he's over on a different window doing something else. So we'll come back to see what his score ends up being. Here's Craig, and Craig is jamming out his last modeling attempts, it looks like. Really hoping that he gets on the board with some competitive score. It already is competitive. He's right in the middle with all of them. So although he may be thinking he's on the outside looking in, it is only 1%. We'll see what that ends up being in a few minutes from now. Here's D-Rob. He has uploaded his new fit. I did not see it, but Meg, maybe you could... Oh, no. Actually, I will. Take a look at the public leaderboard, and right now, D-Rob's newest entry has him at 9th on the leaderboard. So right now, if the leaderboard was true, he's in first tonight with Jesse second. Stats and Wild right behind Jesse, and Craig only 2 places under Greg. So we have an extremely tight race here in the modeling category. Here's Jesse with another plot with a lowest fit, lowest line here. This is not just the line of best fit based off the mean or the average, a line of best fit based off local estimations. So there's Jesse running through another plot while, here it is. So she's doing a lowest plot across this facet grid here.
Kind of pretty.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was nice. Here's Greg with he's changed the colors down to purple, it looks like, away from pink and away from blue. Perhaps this is blue still, but just opaque.
Yep.
More points. Yep. And unsure if this is... I'm unsure why he's just running the same code without editing it, but he is doing that, so good job.
He is doing that. Just killing time at this point. We've just got 3 minutes. So I hope chat is thinking about who they're going to vote for as their favorite contestant, as your favorite contestant. 20 points. Get ready.
It is so close, Meg, on
data visualization.
It is so close. I've changed this. I've changed my score 8 times now.
Oh my god.
Winding down, less than 90 seconds to go. Let's go to Greg Matthews. Greg is plotting stuff. He is getting some warning messages, so hopefully his session does not crash. Let's go over to D-Rob. D-Rob plotting a histogram of max temp. For whatever reason, I am unsure, but he is happy with his modeling. He was attempting to hammer in some data viz. Let's go over to Craig. It looks like he's inspecting another upload of some predictions. Hopefully this one is better than the last. Let's go back over to D-Rob. D-Rob plotting this rain dependent on wind direction, and very interesting plots we've seen from D-Rob. Here's Jesse.
Squiggles.
Jesse saying thanks to us for her opportunity to compete. It was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse.
For all of that. And thank you for the raid not long ago. Appreciate all of Jesse's stream coming back into this chat for the voting. Remember, y'all are about to vote in less than a minute to go. Let's go back over to Craig. Craig with a check in the leaderboard. He is wondering if he has stacked up to D-Rob in any competitive sense. Let me tell you, Craig, you have. Let's take a look at D-Rob. D-Rob still looking through some KDE. Jesse, we just saw, and she's rated. She is turning herself in for the night in terms of sliced. Greg still typing stuff out. Is this just less data? Was there really less rain in 2008? Leaflet, give me data viz points pandering to chat points. Let's take a look at Craig. Craig killing some time with everyone's favorite Hot Wheels soccer game, Rocket League. D-Rob here, and it is pencils down.
It is
11
time.
p.m. and another night of sliced.
Ooh. Oh my god.
Another night of sliced. Here's
I'm already feeling that this is going to be close.
Craig with some twos here. Okay.
All right. Whose screen are we looking at right now?
That was Craig. He's playing some.
That was Craig. So he did bust out with fantastic.
Base our
Wow.
tiny. Oh, look at this! Look at a good angel, bad angel here with Greg trying to
Brilliant.
grab. Okay, some straight up leaks of the private channel. Good job. No harm, no foul though. Just a year, and Craig waiting for the verdict. So,
All right. Whew. All right. Are we ready to kick off with the chat vote, Nick?
I think we are. Hold on, let me transition here. Let's vote, chat. Remember, your popular vote here dictates not just who gets 20 points, but it also is the order in which we go in when we reveal the scores. So, without further ado, Meg, please do the honors.
All right. So I've kicked off the chat poll for 20 points to a single contestant, to the chat favorite contestant. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Greg, Dr. Greg Matthews, Craig, chat regular Craig, Jesse Mostapak, our new streamer, or David D. Rob, our veteran streamer? Who is it going to be? I think you should be trying to play each other in chat in real time right now.
Remember, chat, you can always, in your chat screen that you're literally typing at the very top of it, there's a little drop down that you could click that says, who's your favorite contestant? We're at 20 points. Right now, we see a pretty tight race between D-Rob and Jesse. So if you want your contestant, is it Craig with his appeal to chat with wholesome points, imposter syndrome, and all of that? Is it Greg, the person who wants the ghost of Frederick Gauss to challenge him in a data science contest? Is it D-Rob? Is it Jesse? A few more seconds to vote here. Feel free to
It's away.
up there somewhere, your chat box. While that's happening, welcome all these new viewers. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid, Jesse. All your fans waiting for the scores for tonight. Me and Meg right now calculating our scores that we're about to give in terms of data visualization points.
All right, just seconds remaining on the chat. Vote. 20 points.
Oh man, am I really gonna do it this way? No, I gotta go with my heart.
I'm so nervous. I'm always so nervous.
I gotta go with my heart there. All right, the winner is...
Jesse.
Congrats, Jesse. Jesse, D-Rob, Craig, and Greg.
All right, so that is 20 points to Jesse.
Wow. Very close on Jesse versus D-Rob there. Very, very close. Only off by 3 votes between them two. 20 points to Jesse going into the rounds. How are we looking on golden features, Meg?
Yeah, so golden features, we had 2 golden features. We had use a custom color palette in a plot, or in the case of some of our contestants, many plots. And then a second golden feature was to calculate air density. So on the first golden feature worth 5 points, both Greg and Jesse discovered the custom color palette golden feature. So they have 5 points each. That puts Jesse at 25, Greg at 5, and our remaining contestants at 0. On the other golden feature, I've confirmed with our contestants that none of them calculated air density in the course of their 2 hours of live coding. So that golden feature remained undiscovered. So those are the, yep.
Okay. And before we go into data viz points, let me just do a few things here. Just a little housekeeping. Trying to align it so we're gonna just run through in terms of all these points. But
shoot, I have to get my trusty sliced whiteboard ready.
that's right. You gotta go get the
right.
whiteboard ready. How's everyone doing? How was it, chat? Did you all have fun? Was this fun to see? Was this fun? How do you calculate air density in R? You literally have to look up the equation or bring in a meteorological package, but the equation itself is actually not too complex. The air density equation, just requiring temperature, pressure, water vapor, a gas constant. Yeah. Okay. Are we ready, Meg?
Yes, I think I'm ready.
Okay. Where's my... Oh, crap. My white... Hold on. I thought my whiteboard was right behind me, but it's not. Okay, so the order we're going in, Meg, is Craig, Greg, D-Rob, Jesse. Okay?
Shoot, then I'm not ready. I had it backwards, which... Duh. See, this is how stressed out I get about the subjective data visualization points, is that I do it backwards. So we're starting off with Greg. Okay. I have to recenter my entire mind.
I didn't realize
right
my whiteboard was all the way over here.
I'm lucky that mine was just sitting right there, because I had totally spaced on that as well. All right.
Yes, you're allowed in, but you gotta be really quiet, y'all. But you could watch the stream. Just stay muted in Discord. Feel free to watch the stream, though. Okay. All right, good luck, contestants. Let's go first with... Oh, goodness, where are we? Let's go first with Craig, okay?
Are we... Oh my god, I got it wrong. Again.
Yeah, so
I'm confusing... I keep confusing Craig and Greg. Too similar.
Yeah,
Too similar.
so I'll go with Craig Mann. We'll say that.
All right.
Craig Mann. Okay.
All right, you're going to tell how many times I've had to erase this. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Craig Mann. 1 point. All right, Meg, let's hear why.
I'm gonna continue to. I was gonna say I was gonna continue to hide my face behind my whiteboard because I know that Craig is in chat. But I want you to be able to hear me as well. Hear my rationale. I think I used this line in a previous episode of Sliced. There were data visualizations. There were data visualizations were made by Craig. So he got 1 point. He spent. It must have been just the first few minutes of the episode making some plotly graphs, which gave me a lot of hope that we would see some iteration on the data visualization throughout the course of 2 hours. But as I see, he's saying literally right now in chat, he abandoned that direction pretty quickly. So 1 point out of my 15 go to Craig for data visualization.
That's right. Very similar. I think valiant attempt in the beginning, but would have liked to see a lot more. All right, ready for Greg Matthews?
Almost. Let me just sketch it out here.
All right, Greg Matthews. 3, 2, 1. Greg Matthews. All right, 3 from Meg, 4 from me. Why 3, Meg?
Well, let's see. So I was pleased with Greg's data visualizations. I liked that he did a lot of base R base R plots. I saw some debate in chat, kind of like fighting between ggplot and base R. I think both are good. He used both. I liked, let's see what else he did. He did, he had a box plot. He did a heat map. He did a time series plot. He did some histogram stuff in base R. And then, of course, he pulled off a geographic plot, doing interactive plotting with Leaflet. And really similar to actually last episode, I think we saw him do a lot of learning on the fly, how to do data visualization.
Yeah, I think...
So all of that said, of course this is going to be, this is all about stacking up against other contestants. So you probably see in my elaborations about David and Jesse why, only 3 points for Greg.
Yeah, I think my thoughts were there was a outside of the data visualization, that was the geoplot. I didn't see so much data visualization going on. We did see some box plots. We did see some descriptive plots, but we didn't really dive into any other various or variety of plots. The map was good, and it actually did boost him up in my scoring quite a bit. But yes, at the end of the day, in my mind, really, really great attempt at learning a package on the fly. Really nice data visualization, was able to join the latitude and longitude onto those strings. But I would have loved to see a little more variety in the data visualization to juice out a couple more points there. Okay. Did I see the map? I sure did, Greg. Let's go to D-Rob. David Robinson, are you ready?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. David Robinson. All right. 3, 2, 1. D-Rob. All right. Meg. 7 points. Why 7?
Oh, wow. We've diverged quite a bit here. I really liked the data visualization that David was doing because it just felt really solid. I don't know if there's like a better word to describe that. He did a lot of things that were really nicely in support of the modeling he did. Looking at things like feature importance plots, his regularization plot. He did a lot of like modeling and tuning based plots, but I thought that was really well balanced by a lot of plots that provided, great insight into the data. I think the thing that really like amped up the number of points that I gave David was really like the insights. Like we saw, in real time, like, oh, he's getting real ideas for feature engineering that he wants to do. And then of course, like I literally changed my score here at the last moment, bumping it up from 6 to 7 because the really like gratuitous charity on top was that polar coordinate plot, looking at rain depending on compass direction, based on also other factors. Like just super nice, solid 7. I think that's the most I've ever awarded a contestant on Sliced for data visualization.
I think I do agree. That was definitely a new plot that was new to us, using circle stats or circle plots in that way. It was a really nice touch. I feel like similar to Greg's map plot. I felt the same way about that plot. I feel like that was really the true standout. I did really, really enjoy all of his data visualization for his modeling. I do feel like we've seen a lot of that, and we did see some of that from all the contestants in some form. It's just not something that I'm so interested in giving tons of points to at this point anymore. But he did do something with them that I think he leaned a lot more into his data visualization and data inspection of visual inspection of his data to lend itself to improve his modeling. But I feel like I'm really looking for more of telling the story of the data from the perspective of the data, not necessarily from the model. And that's why I ended up giving him 4 there. So I did really tie him and Greg on the same field. All right, last but not least, let's go with Jesse. So 3, 2, 1, Jesse. All right, Meg, why 4?
First, was my arithmetic correct? I hope that it was.
Yes.
I hope that sums to 15.
It does.
Yeah. So, I'm kidding. So Jesse 4. Yeah. So I take notes during Sliced. Trying to capture everything that I'm seeing, and definitely I think Jesse has the longest like laundry list of notes that I've had so far on an episode of Sliced. She was able to like knock out a ton of stuff, and not only did we expect to see a custom color palette today as one of our golden features, but she didn't just do one. She was busting out so many different colors. And we saw, the SpongeBob theme was really fun. Reminds me of, was it like a Taylor Swift theme that we saw last week or the week before or something? And, it was a lot of really great stuff, funny titles. But I think it was, probably like reaching just for like, just like that volume. Maybe Nick, our like conversation about, quantity over quality, maybe kind of swaying my vote here. Yeah, so it was a lot of very like cool, flashy wow factor, which may be why she won, part of why she won the chat vote, which is definitely a strategy. But that is how that kind of shakes out for me with respect to the data visualization vote.
Yeah, I thought she did the best tonight. She did a nice quantity. There was definitely a quantity and conquer approach to her data visualization. She did also do a map plot, so that does get her some points in my book. Was it as elaborate as Greg's? Probably by no means, but it was still a map plot, and that was definitely new and definitely difficult, in my opinion, to come up with on the fly.
We're going to see a map plot every single week on Sliced now, guaranteed, I think.
I like the risk she was taking in terms of her data visualization. I really enjoyed just throwing all sorts of things at the wall, not just lines of best fit, but she ended up playing around with Lois. She ended up playing around with different ways to show histograms, and she even did a lot of these, size and quantity plots, dot plots, which was also different than all the other contestants. So quantity did help her a lot because she threw a lot of stuff at the wall, but a lot of the stuff did stick for me, so that is why she ended up getting the most points in my data viz book. All right, y'all. What are the points now going into the modeling round, Meg?
Well, I hope that I remembered what your vote.
Oh, I have it calculated too.
But we have, let's see, we've got Jesse so far at 35 points, 20 points from chat, 5 from a golden feature, and correct me if this sounds wrong, 10 from data visualization. Is that right?
That's right, 10 for data visualization.
Okay, and then we've got, I believe, next would be Greg with 12 points. So 5 points from one golden feature and then 7 from data visualization.
For Greg? Yes, 7.
Woo, okay, all right, I can do basic math. And then David, he has 11 points exclusively from data visualization. Mm-hmm. And then we've got Craig with 2 points, also from data visualization.
Okay, y'all. Here it is. Modeling points. This is 35 points. The person with the best log loss score, that is the lowest score. We're looking for lowest numbers here, wins 35 points. Let's start with Craig Mann. Craig Mann's score is 0.358. That is as far as we'll go out tonight. 0.358. So Craig Mann, his private leaderboard score, 0.358. All right. Greg Matthews. Greg Matthews' score, 0.368.
This is always exciting for me because I can't see the private leaderboard right now, so only Nick knows, so I'm finding this out in real time.
That's right. 0.368. So, score to beat, 0.358 from Craig Mann. All right, next. David Robinson, D-Rob. D-Rob's score, 0.3.
Oh my god.
36.
Okay.
0.336. David Robinson.
Yeah, I agree, Greg. I agree. Just say the score. Yeah, it's killing me too.
All right, D-Rob in the lead, 0.336. Finally, Jesse Mostapek. Jesse going into the modeling round with 35 points. She was the leader into this round. She has a score of 0.45. 0.45. So the winner of the modeling and of the most points tonight is actually David Robinson, D-Rob. 46 points to his name. Second place, Jesse Mostapek, 35 points. 12 points to Greg Matthews. 2 points to Craig Mann. Claps in chat for our contestants. Hearts in chat for contestants. Congratulations, David Robinson. Congratulations. And thank you for our contestants tonight. Appreciate all of you competing. And let me tell you, I'm going to say this, and it's absolutely 100% biased. It's absolutely 100% biased. I just want to tell Craig Mann, okay? I just want to tell straight up. Craig Mann, you came in second.
Yeah, you did.
You came in second in the modeling.
This will play out differently in lap 2. If you remember, it will not be all or nothing. So
yes. So remember, lap 2, we do have some scoring adjustments, but for tonight, y'all, it is D-Rob taking home.
Can we announce who is at the top of the leaderboard from chat?
Yes. So the top of the leaderboard from chat is B Stuttered.
All right.
Stuttered. So B Stuttered, if you can reach out to me or Meg through Discord or through however means you can. I would prefer Discord, or you could get to us #sliced@gmail.com. You take home a few different prizes. Meg, what kind of prizes is B Stuttered taking home?
Yeah, I really feel like a game show host when you put it like that. So today, our contestant, B Stuttered, will take home a free Kaggle swaggle, and a code to redeem a free NVIDIA Deep Learning Institute training course. Thanks for participating, chat.
Yeah, thank you, B Stuttered. I appreciate that. Some important names to say. David Robinson, D-Rob, ended up 4th place on the public leaderboard. And let me tell you, if you want to start the grudge match right now, the person who ended up in 3rd place, Meg, is Landon.
Whoa. Well done, Landon.
Landon in chat actually is 3rd place, beat D-Rob. So are we witnessing perhaps a clash of the titans here? Landon's score was 0.3338. So D-Rob was 0.3368. Are we perhaps going to experience a clash of the titans, y'all? Is that possible?
I love it.
Okay, y'all. Let's go over to my good dude, my friend, Coding God Raj. He is doing some data quest right now. Stick with us through the raid, y'all. I appreciate everyone hanging out. Thank you so much for making just another fantastic week, another fantastic night of Sliced. Any shout-outs to give, Meg? Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No, I mean, I think that was an incredible conclusion to lap 1. I'm so excited that we've got all contestants with points. They're all on, our own Sliced leaderboard, so to speak. So yeah, excited to kind of see, what they bring into lap 2. Our second third of Sliced this summer.
I am so excited to see as well. So please stick with us through the raid, y'all. Let's get everyone in that raid going over to my dude Raj. He is such a cool dude, fantastic streamer. Let's make sure everyone gets into that raid and says hi over at his chat. I'm Nick Wan. I am a data scientist manager over at KFC. My co-host here is Meg Risdall. Meg?
Hey, I'm Meg Risdall. I am head of product at Kaggle, where I moonlight as a content marketing intern, and I am co-host of Sliced. You can follow me on Twitter at Megan Risdall.
Yes, and you can follow me at Nick Wan. So see you tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern is when the stream starts, Monday through Thursday. Slice Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We do Slice pre-show, looking at over our contestants on Mondays, and we do a post-show on Wednesdays to look over the notebooks. So we'll invite our contestants back, and anyone who's available, we'll walk through their notebooks tomorrow. See you over in Raj's stream, y'all. Have a good night.